Hello, everyone, and welcome to this Custom Track Cup Division 1 Season 2 Grand Finals. I'm Scoped, and I'll be casting this match alongside Norn today. How you doing, Norn?
Fucking can't believe this, man. Oh, yeah. Well, good. Amazing, actually. Cloud9's losing.
Yeah, watching Valorant cast while we're doing this. Great way to spend this. Anyways, this Grand Finals today, 6 cents against SOP, first versus third seed. SOP managing to upset Simulation Theory 2-0 as I previously casted. Pretty intense matchup between pretty much the new gen CT, like the new gen CT champions and the old gen CT champions. It's gonna be a really interesting match to cast. So why don't you go ahead, Norn, and present SOP's lineup to start us off?
Will do. Where's the screen? Ah, here we go. So on Succeed or Perish, or SOP, we have the starting lineup of Dazia, Pascal, Thunder, Pepe, and Psycho bagging. Um, I know for a while there was like a little debate between who their fourth runner should be between like Frozen and Pepe. So I think they just decided with Pepe. I think Frozen just like jumped out a window or something. We don't know what happened there, but we know that their most consistent two runners have been Daisy and Pascal for like the whole season. So with Psycho bagging as well, I don't know how good Psycho is nowadays, but I do know he's still probably a fantastic bagger. Thunder and Pepe, I feel like are going to be more hit or miss because they've both been playing more World recently, especially Pepe. So he's forgotten how to front run and jump off tracks. Actually, it's just jumping off tracks, not even front running at this point. But they still provide an important asset to this team with hitting people and being able to just grief in general. So I think they would have a greater advantage if they can just nail all of their little strats and techniques in the hitting people and just having like Daisy run. But it really depends because it is 60 at the end of the day.
For those that have seen semis, Thunder and Pepe have been performing decently during that. So if they can keep a similar form, I do expect that. Though, as Pepe's average especially does not show as well, he has played semis. So hopefully we'll see more of that form instead of the regular season Pepe. But
My goat is
should,
washed actually.
should be pretty nice. Yeah, PRS Pepe pretty renowned for running capabilities. Average not showing, but I am pretty sure we will see him close to the front next to, of course, the dynamic duo of Brody and Zilla in 6C that I will go ahead and present immediately. A team that frankly doesn't need to be presented anymore. If you've seen any Division 1 Grand Finals during the past 2 years or so, you know who Sixth Sense is. Most dominant team of the modern CT era, with of course Zilla and Brody as their spearheads. Brody MVPing this season, taking the title away from Zilla with a 41.3 average, amazing average from Brody. Any 40 plus average in Division 1 is simply insane. And obviously, they're going to be the two main runners here alongside Stubbs, who's been a mainstay of Sixth Sense for a little while at this point. Ivan, of renowned LV RT fame, really strong player in the mid pack, really strong fundamentally player as well, and Ford, one of their baggers that they can swap around a little bit. Ford, obviously, a very strong bagger as well. I do think Psycho historically has had the upper hand, but obviously depends on recent activity. I do think it'll be an interesting bagging battle to follow regardless. Let's just quickly check into the room to see how many are in, to see if we need to speed things along a little bit. Okay, 7. We have some time to just talk about one little thing. Obviously, Norn, who do you think is going to take this? And do you think it's going to be a clean sweep, or will we see a match 3 here?
Oh. Let's see. I'm gonna ask ChatGPT. Hold on, give me 1 second.
Oh my god.
1 second. Who is going to
The
win
most
this
accurate
best
source of
of three
information right there.
versus SOP versus 6C?
I'd be very much surprised if he can even get you the names of the teams. Heavily doubt it. But either way, I personally I think historically, given Sixth Sense level of dominance, I do think there is a very good chance that this could be a 2-0 by Sixth Sense, simply due to just raw recent experience there. Zill and Brody obviously top 2 in div, Stubbs, Ivan, just a lot of really strong individual play, a lot of really strong team play just due to the synergy that they've built up over the years. Obviously, SOP, Dacia, Pascal, and Thunder as well have been playing for years, but less so in CTs recently, especially as you've mentioned, Norn, a lot of world play on the side of Pepe and Thunder as well, so maybe a bit less Mario Kart Wii experience than the members of Sixth Sense. Granted, I would be more than happy to be wrong seeing this go to a match 3, but given Sixth Sense, frankly, I don't want to be mean about it, but their sheer dominance definitely makes me think that there's a big chance for a 2-0 here, but would be happy to be proven wrong.
Okay, ChatGPT said it was gonna be a 2-1 to 6C, but I don't believe that. We're not listening to the robot. So it's gonna be a 2-1 in SOP's favor, actually.
Okay. The older players having the playoff experience to maybe take the lead here in this matchup.
We don't care about the age. It's just because H610's on their team. That's why we're winning. We are winning this.
We are winning this. All right, the baggers are in the room. I do want to mention for those that have not seen or simply have not followed Division 1 throughout the season, there is an interesting story going on here about SOP not being the team among the second and third seed that have made Sixth Sense bleed. Sixth Sense have only lost one match this entire season, and it has been to Simulation Theory, not SOP. So there is the opportunity to possibly just simply get back at them, try and even out this little matchup here. Just maybe a little bit of more of a chip on their shoulder than Simulation Theory would have gotten if they got to the finals, but we'll have to see how much it ends up impacting. Granted, given the sheer experience on SOP's side, I doubt the mental game is going to be really that much of a factor, as much as it can be in either younger teams or simply lower divisions. Should be able to get started soon. We will keep an eye on the rep chat here. The readies have been given, so we should get started rather soon. Obviously, if you know both these teams, SOP especially, I would expect a Mushroom Peaks insta pick here. Would not be surprised to see that. Was the case for semifinals. Pretty renowned track pick of theirs, so pretty expected for an immediate first pick. Maybe a Flying Kingdom on the side of Sixth Sense. We'll have to see what they decide to go for. Marble Towers could also be an option. So a lot of different track picks. Sixth Sense have the track diversity to take among their pool, and obviously anything else, maybe we see a more classic Christmas Quarter Siberian Chateau.
Yo, bro, I think you need to breathe.
I bet
But it's okay.
I breathe. Okay, I breathe normally. It's fine. Oh, Lost Fortress. That was
Are you
an
sure?
obvious. Yeah.
You
Oh,
just said a lot of words.
I'm.
But you
They,
know
they're,
what? You know what I see on my screen? Mushroom Peaks. That's gonna give you enough air to breathe, going off them
yeah,
mushrooms. Especially
definitely.
since they updated it to babyfy it, it's gonna be so much easier for teams to keep on. Except if you're A610, you don't want to play that apparently because you don't have it unlocked.
Maybe not as comfortable on the Shroomless cut that as we've seen. We have seen it in the semifinals that Pepe has struggled a little bit on that Shroomless cut on Mushroom Peaks, but it is going to be our first pick going into this.
Honestly, he probably just doesn't have it unlocked since it's a secret track now.
Yeah, actually, that might be the case now that you mention it. I can't remember if he picked it in semifinals or not. So it might actually be the case. I can't be certain. Final rounds would have been a
Do you
decent
know
pick.
what is the case? We have a Zilla point of view in first, and we're gonna watch him try and attempt this shroomless. And if
Yeah.
he fails, we're getting on him.
Speaking of which, our POVs for today, unfortunately, we do not have an SOP POV, but we do have both Zilla and Brody's POV, so we should be able to see some very decent gameplay regardless here. So yeah, as we've mentioned here,
Holy glaze.
aside from one person farming Bill there in the back, should be everyone going for that Shroomless here. Oh, that is really awkward, and that is off the track.
Ooh, okay, let's switch point of views. Can we? He has a mushroom. He's cheating.
He's cheating. That
He's
is still going
cheating.
to be a first for Brody. Ivan behind him, and Stubbs behind him as well. All three members of 6C, other than Zilla, all taking the cut there. Let's switch back to Zilla, speaking of which, probably in the mid pack by now. Yeah,
Yeah,
in
we
fifth
see.
place now.
We see like two SOP members already gone bottom two. I don't think that's a good sign.
Is Psycho running and Pepe bagging for this?
I couldn't tell you. I
That
don't
was
know who
Psycho.
is sitting in nine right now.
That was Psycho's me running.
It would be Psycho to run this track though, as you know, this is one of his favorite CTs to run. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
but
We're
we do
gonna have
see
to check
Zilla
it
with a
out.
TC slagging it. The Psycho, he tried.
Unfortunately, not managing to get him out, and that should be him losing. Yeah, that's going to be losing a lot of time. Unfortunately, it doesn't land on the mushroom. Baggers have been going as well, so one of the baggers has pulled already. So we're gonna have to see who ended up pulling here.
I think it's going to be a
Uh,
50-50 as we don't really have a point of view for it, but I'm going to put my
if
money on SOP.
Oh, SOP is Pepe is bagging, as we can see here, and Brody going for the Shroomless this time, not having the mushroom as a crutch, and he does end up making it through. Seeing as Pepe is chasing, it should be a 6-cent shock there pulled by Ford, so a big advantage there for them as they are already in top 3, and they have the mushroom for Zilla later there if he ends up pulling a dodge or anything along those lines.
Yeah, so they're basically hoping that no Zilla just literally doesn't pull a dodge, because if he does, they're definitely calling on the mushroom section after top 3 crosses, and it's just going to be just bad start for SOP in general, but this is already bad enough.
Ooh, and a member of SOP falling as well in 7th now. Ivan falling all the way down to 5th. Not exactly sure what happened here, but is going to try and get back up there. Stubbs trying to
Yeah, we also
avoid
see
Dacia, and
Daisy with a
that's
TC. He does pass it the studs. That's actually kind of huge.
yeah. There's the Greek internet for you there. Psycho and Dacia now in 2-3. Ivan in battling it out in 3-4 there. Zilla throwing a red at his teammate, not ending up connecting, thankfully, but he does end up getting schlagged by Dacia midair. A lot of some SOP frontal presence still. Brody obviously still pretty much gone in first. But on the side of 60, you do have some members making it up there. Bomb thrown at Dacia. It is going to connect.
Ooh,
You're never sure with Dacia.
but it's kind of unlucky TC for Zilla as well. But
Could be a TS on Psycho. Gonna have to see. He cannot make the cut at this point. Yeah, possibly calling shock here. No, choosing to hold it. We're gonna have to see if they end up simply using it later. Blue being immediately
Zilla
thrown.
chucking blue.
I mean, Brody is far enough
Um,
ahead. Plus, you have the shock. I don't think you just want to chain at this point. Oh, Brody has a shroom
yeah, he
anyways.
does still have that shroom in first.
Alright, we're gonna have to see where that shock ends up being called there if it hasn't been lost in the meantime, which it might have been, seeing as the daggers are both back at the start of the track there. If that's the case, that's gonna be a huge race for SOP, unless Zilla can get ahead of Thunder here.
He's gonna try. He knows the trick. Actually, he might already be ahead. Oh,
Oh,
but
but
gets
gets
sniped
sniped out.
out.
And 6
That's a bit
cents
off at
in
Thunder.
6 cents in 5, 6, 7. That's going to be a very good race for SOP in the end. No shock to contest, really. Stubbs getting that mega off, but not having the shock to utilize it, really. I think Ford simply lost it by falling off or something along those lines. Really unfortunate.
Yeah, honestly, well played from SOP from being able to just hit him out in 2-3 and just like claim some spots back that race.
Yeah.
I don't think they could catch Brody, unfortunately. Even though Zilla pulled the blue, it was like cooked for them for first. But every mid spot they probably did claim, except for like Pascal, my goat, getting eighth.
Unfortunate for him, but still very much a good race for them. Dacia managing to get both Ivan and Stubbs out there. Really good play by him. Just a lot of schlag work. Good pull with the TC as well. Psycho, I'm not sure if it was simply outrunning or if he did end up also hitting both of those before Dacia hit him further back. Fortunately, they didn't have the POV on that mid pack there, but still very good race for SOP overall. On their signature track pick, getting the first blood there on 6 cents as we go into race 2.
For the question in chat, Pepe is not bagging. Psycho just likes running mushroom peaks.
Yeah, as for those that haven't seen semifinals, Pepe is not that comfortable with the mushroom peak streamless cut. So I assume what happened was that Psycho was simply more adept in running mushroom peaks as well instead of Pepe, but Psycho will be bagging the rest of this match. Unless there's some major changes that we're not aware of, but that's something different.
I mean, I would like to see an 8-6-10 bagging POV, but I don't think that will happen.
No, I don't think it will
Especially
happen.
on Marble Tower.
Would be interesting to follow, but I'm pretty sure we will see the ex PRS runner go back towards the fronts here as we go into Marble Towers. From SOP common from an SOP signature pick to an 6 cent signature pick here, expecting both Zilla and Brody to go for the Shroomless at the start and simply try and get ahead early. if Zilla ends up pulling a shroom in the mid pack here, this could be really big. I would not be surprised to see him just run for the rest of this race. Never mind.
He actually burns out. That's gonna be so bad because Zilla's usually known for being able to take that little shroomless at the rail at the beginning and then getting up to the top spot with a lower spot box. But he burns out there, meaning that he's gonna barely gain any time, as we see Brody doing the strat though.
It's going to be a little bit wide. It's not gaining as much time as he would want to, probably. Still has a bunch of SOP on his tail. Does end up going for the full shroomless, though, and ends up making it pretty well. So Brody should be able to stay in first, unless we see a shroom pulled in second, possibly there. Zilla with the Mega, they're going to be able to follow after Thunder in cut triple shrooms as well. Going to be really nice for the rest of this race. A lot of SOP in the spiral there. Thunder getting hit
He
back.
does
And
Mega too.
I'm pretty sure one of them
So
simply got backed
yeah,
by Ivan, but that is still top 3 for 6C regardless there. Oh, never mind.
Zilla does fail as soon as you said that. Pepe also does fail as soon as you said. Okay, well,
A little bit of a
top three
caster's
for
curse
6C.
there.
So
Yeah. A little bit of a caster's curse on my end, but it is still top 3 for 6C, thankfully, as Zilla should be able to pull, maybe, hopefully pull something. That's not sticking, is it? Oh, that is an SOP
he
truck
does actually do
average.
that to get into. Did they miss it? What?
What is the lag on that? No, either that is insane lag from Zilla. I'm not exactly sure what happened. But no, there were
Yeah, I'm
a
not
ton
sure
of
what happened either.
SOP.
SOP all dodged in cannon and nobody came up.
That was so weird. Anyways, Zilla should be able to stay in the front there, taking the even faster version of the Shroom Cut there, getting into first place. Yeah, you can see that this is where we see that the two main runners of Sixth Sense are extremely familiar with this track right there. It's just simply the confidence of going in for that faster Shroom Cut in a grand final
Uh,
setting. Ooh, Pepe with the triple greens could be pretty scary though. Oh,
and we
there's a
do see a
blue
blue
Zilla
out
as
for
well.
Zilla as well. So frontal presence kind of being controlled for SOP currently. Pepe should be able to get in the one here with these greens. If
Good
he
play by.
makes it in the cannon, he probably has a chance to back him.
Not actually sure if both backers have been falling. Should be no shock there. Great play by Brody going onto the wall there to avoid that. Make sure he avoids that green. And after that shroomless, he's
Uh,
now in front. That's a lot of pressure put on Pepe.
yeah, does know that Shroomless perfectly too. He's actually going to slow down. There's probably a blue thrown. Yes, and it's going to go for Pepe.
Very good play there. And that allows Ivan to immediately get into first as well. Brody has done so much this race, just staying in first, putting out so much pressure there. That is
Yeah.
Pascal there. We see in third place. Does he take the cut? He does. So Brody will end up being in third, maybe even fourth. It is in fourth, in fact, as Thunder also makes the cut there. A lot of action in the mid pack there as we go towards the end. Interesting little zipper there.
Yeah, Pascal and Thunder probably opting to try and keep this 2-3. We do see Pepe shrooming up, and he does shroom Brody wide. So actually another 2-3-4 maybe for SOP here in the end.
That is another
Yeah.
2-3-4. Wow. Pepe
And
and
Daisy
Zilla
is actually
in
going to
eighth.
get, I think, sixth.
2-3-4-6.
So
That's
two, three,
another
four,
winning
six.
race.
It looks like. Again, I don't know how they managed to convert that, especially after that weird cannon shock. But I guess the cannon shock might have been good for them because maybe they had shrooms. I have no idea what happened with that, but
Yeah, I think that we saw a lot of SOP take that last cut. I think unfortunately Sixth Sense weren't able to capitalize. Not exactly sure if there was maybe some bad luck with the items there or something along those lines. But yeah, Ivan being the one to save Sixth Sense race this time, but SOP taking another winning race here, an even bigger one as we go into the double digits lead on race 2. We were expecting a blow. I was expecting a more dominant performance by 6C, but even on their signature track there, SOP are still managed to keep the lead. Obviously, we're only at race 2, so I'm gonna have to make sure I don't curse SOP by saying this, but great performance from them so far.
we have somebody in the comments saying somebody put a fib on the cannon stick when they use that shock, and all three of them did it. Maybe
There's a
good
chance, yeah.
possibility.
That would also explain why Zilla went further into the middle, simply due
Yeah,
like
that
to
would explain that.
guarantee avoiding that fib and making sure that SOP lose a ton of time off it. Rabbit Hole by Sixth Sense and Festival Town by SOP there. No surprise there in 2-3-4. That Festival Town pick is pretty common there. But we will go to the Rabbit Hole, really old technical track, a track that 6C are pretty renowned for once again. A lot of opportunities for really small time saves there with small tech. But SOP should have plenty of experience on this really old track once again, so shouldn't be too worried about keeping up with Sixth Sense on this.
Yeah, we're probably
Should
gonna see Zilla go for an eighth place box or just try and run up a box from like a bottom three spot into taking a tree. But it looks like he is going for a Bill maybe.
yeah,
Yes, he's
simply
gonna
going for
try.
the. Oh no, the
He
mega
gets
by
mega.
Psycho. That's great by Psycho. Great play by him. Just
Yeah, so
getting
no Bill
everything
is gonna
down.
be in play for any of the runners, meaning it's gonna
And
be a fair
Brody.
bagging battle.
Oh no, and our top two, our expected top two POV are now in bottom two. Granted, this is right before Shroomcast. There should be plenty of time to catch up. There's Zilla with
Yeah,
those double shrooms. Should get back into the mid pack here. Pascal also
yeah.
taking the cut.
Also, as I said, that one of the baggers did fail. So one team is gonna be gone in 10th, which we'll be able to see soon as the runners go or keep going. But he might stay in the maze, opting.
Ooh, Powder is really good. We see a lot of SOP on there. Hopefully that is Ivan in first sense there if they want to ever catch up. But that Pow should be able to do a lot of damage there after the set here. Yeah, it is immediately going to be chain. Oh, a little bit of a misfortune there for Zilla there, but Ivan is the one up there. Thankfully, Pepe though battling out for that first place, and that Pow doesn't seem to have impacted them that much. Their pack is still really close, and a lot of SOP is up there.
Dude, I'm trying to keep an eye on the bagging battle here. It looks like the bagger intent just fell off, and I don't know what the one in 9th is doing. He's been moving around the map. So it is Psycho in 10, so 6C failing the bagging, so 6C is going to be in 9th if they pull the shock here.
Zilla managing to get him out as well. Oh, great Schlagwork there by Zilla, getting two members of SOP out of that top four position there, and now only Pepe remaining there in this battle against actually Brody
Oh,
and
well,
Zilla, and there's
well,
Blue Shell.
Pepper is probably no longer going to be remaining in that frontal presence.
He has a bit of a lead. If it is
We
on
do
the boost
see
panel, it's close.
Daisy and Bill, actually.
Dacius and
He
Bill,
got loot on the boost panel, so he is going to keep first.
if Daisy is willing to use that bill, it probably means that either SOP doesn't have SOP guaranteed doesn't have, but not sure if 6C have pulled in 9 or if he's simply just trying
Well,
to get into the front there.
there is a bagger running away currently on the mini map, so depending on who is here, it
Ford
looks
is
like
in 10.
Psycho actually might have.
There's a good chance that Psycho has it. It will be a shock late that Indacia simply wanted to get in the front to support Pepe, which I do think is a good call. Being alone against most of 6C, probably not the best call available, but he has managed to get back a good enough lead after bumping out Zilla on the table there. That green should not hit. If that would be very surprising.
It might hit
Almost hit
Zilla
Zilla.
instead.
Almost hit Zilla
Almost hit
instead.
him.
Thankfully, though, should be fine for Zilla. Should still keep that second place. Good
Ooh,
avoidance there. No dodges at
shot
all.
coming out. I don't.
Not exactly sure
No
what
idea
that
what that one
shot
was
call was.
for.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised to see that. Guess something happened in the mid pack. I'm gonna have to see if Zilla can manage to snipe out
Yeah.
Pepe, but it's gonna be pretty rough. Maybe a red after that fib? No, it is going to be
Nope.
Pepe in first place there. Let's check back with Brody in the mid packs here, see what we are missing. We see Stubbs in third. We see Ivan in fifth.
Brody
Brody,
actually throwing blue. It looks like.
yeah, barely pulling it,
Or
unfortunately, a bit too
actually,
late.
no. It looks like Pascal might have been holding that blue for Pepe after the first one, because I don't think Brody did throw that. That would make more sense.
Could be possibly.
So I think Pascal holding blue, meaning his race ended, but Brody failing at the end a little gives him a 7th place. So Brody is gonna unfortunately take that 8th, but it looks like it was a better race for SLP overall yet again. I think 1-3-7 and one mid spot. Yeah,
Yeah, one
or
four
no, 1-4
one
is
four six seven
6-7.
one four six
I guess
seven Zilla
Stubbs
and
might have
Stubbs.
shrimmed up past Daisy at the end.
Yeah, we did see that Zilla was waiting at the line there for Stubbs at the end, so we knew about that 2-3. But yeah, once again, SOP still a very good race, all things considered. Another case of a signature track pick by 6C going SOP's way. Granted, not as much as Marble Towers, obviously, as they do only win the race by one. But obviously, you still take that race win no matter what you can get here. Ivan being the top scorer of 6 Cent squad so far, not something that you're really used to seeing out of these 6 Cents table, though I doubt it is going to uh, going to stay the case for very long there. The SOP once again just performing extremely well, managing to still keep some frontal presence, playing the mid pack great, and for the first time getting that first place that they need. And Starry Cityscape is going to be the pick there for 6C. Pretty common new gen track for 2-3, whereas SOP might have preferred Festival Town. This has become the more common pick there for those newer teams, so to speak.
So we're expecting this or 6E's 2-3 to actually be able to outpower Pepe here, as they do have the better line into the boost panel. But Pepe is probably going to try and force Zilla here. But I think he fails the first jump, I think.
Either failed the first jump or simply got bumped out immediately and went for an item. But yeah, Zilla should stay in first place here. We see a bunch of 6E in 2-4 there. Daisy are trying to fight it out. Let's quickly check where Brody is here. Yeah, going for the double shroom cut as well. So we are going to see 6th Sense dynamic duo there in that top 3. Dacia in between them. Ooh, that green barely not connecting. That would have been an amazing snipe. But yeah, Dacia now between that dynamic duo of 6C there with SOP should be right behind Brody. We did see a lot of them in behind. Oh, great call on the POW there. Actually getting Dacia as well. Yeah, Dacia losing a lot of time on this, and Brody keeping a shroom should be able to take a free cut there. And that is going to be a guaranteed top 2 as long as no one else takes the shroom cut. But we do see Pascal going for it, so SOP definitely not out of the top 12 yet.
Yeah, so if you're SOP in this position, you're probably going to be opting the chain for blue. As you know, Starry is like a good runner if you can
Oh,
get
there it
far
is.
enough into the front. Speaking of, there it is.
Hey, there's the
We're
immediate
just speaking
Casper's
stuff
Curse.
into existence, actually.
Yeah, immediate Casper's Curse and
But we
double
do
back on
see
the
a
shroom.
good
All
back.
members of 6C, all 3 members of 6C are back there. Massive backing play by Pascal.
Yeah, so Zilla gonna probably opt to hold this star, so his team has a dodge. But we do see, I think it was Pepe and another 6C member floundering in the back. So
Yeah,
one team
still
has a bottom spot for each of these positions at the moment.
still pretty even spot. We do see the baggers coming up as well for Ford. I do believe I just saw Psycho respawning as well, so it should be a Ford in 10. They're not having the shock just yet. We will most likely see it with Zilla there if it doesn't end up being pulled, but still allows him to take the cut while taking Stubbs TC. Ooh, and there's the
Ooh,
red by
and getting redded
Thunder.
out.
And once again,
I feel like if 6C do have a chance of the shock here, they're probably gonna have to opt in the set because that's probably their
yeah.
best chance here.
Absolutely, trying to avoid anyone else from taking Shroom Cut there. We do see the baggers going forward, so there is most likely one of these having the shock, but seeing as it has not been used, most likely an SOP shock there. Psycho once again getting the upper hand on forward, but Zilla coming up there, trying to join Brody. Pascal in second, getting backed as well,
Ooh,
and he does get into second. That is a TS onto Brody. Not actually sure how much it will impact the race, though. I think Brody has enough of a break that should be fine. Ooh, T-Pow Zilla, though.
with
Will he end up
with
making it?
the position he got TS'd in, he's probably just gonna still gain time. But we do see a blue coming out again.
Oh my god, Brody, taking another blue there.
Maybe we should just stop talking because
It is on
David
the boost pad.
getting blued because of us.
It is on the boost pad though. He's still on top 2 with Zilla there. That is still a very good race from Brody so far. Maybe vulnerable to a rogue snipe at the end, but no, it will be 6th Sense top 2, the classic Brody Zilla there. And finally, 6th Sense get a winning race. The first seed showing up on the final race of this GP. I will say though, Brody, the sheer lead that he had to take 2 blues and a TS and still get into top 2 is pretty massive, gotta admit.
Yeah, especially with like the way they called that POW to let him keep his shroom so he can gain that advantage, and like it was probably a drop POW as well, maybe like in 7, so everybody else probably didn't have an item as well. So being
Ivan
able to
still
build
gains
off that
it.
shroom cut from third.
Yeah, he just gained so much time. Dacia also getting somewhat TP-out off of it as well. Not he didn't lose like he didn't lose his speed completely. My God, sorry. He didn't lose his speed completely, but he did lose enough that he pretty much just ended up getting bustled out by Brody, and then just Shroomka just allowing him to keep first for that entire race, or close to that entire race.
But regardless, if you're 60, you'll probably take that, even though like a bunch of stuff could have gone better for you in that race. Maybe some luckier item pools or such, but it is gonna make the lead a little bit closer to down to single digits again. So they're gonna opt to pick probably their color Wonderland since Zilla and Brody are in top two, as we see.
Yeah, classic top two. Plus, you have eighth placer for the potential bail there. But GBA Cheeseland, back to Chaos Shadows version, a track that SOP favored heavily in the past, but it is going to be Color Wonderland, 6 cents. Chaining those track picks there, I believe that is 4 in a row for them now. And Color
Yeah,
Wonderland is definitely a very scary one to go up against.
honestly, them training these track picks though could be like hurtful in the end as well. Because we do still potentially have two more matches of no repicks until match three, I think,
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
there's
Oh,
no repicks all around.
Brody missing the box and getting bumped out. Not something you're used to seeing from him. Dacia TC gonna try and pass it to one of those 6 cents member, but yeah, now and actually does pass it to Stubbs. And did drops a mega as well. Oh no,
Stubbs
that's
is gonna be probably gone eighth this whole race.
oh, and Zilla did end up getting passed as well, possibly greened out or something along those lines. So gonna have to battle it out. That's the issue with Brody immediately losing out that top spot. That now Zilla is all alone up here against all of SOP on a track that is renowned to be an immense runner. And Pepe, I thought failed the cut for a second, but thankfully that was only lag. So still being able to battle it out with Zilla for that first place there, trying to back out the green, connecting onto someone else. Not exactly sure which team it was, but yeah, that is a very intense battle for first place for now. And
Uh,
with
ooh.
Pascal sniping out, oh, and Brody going for the cut and going and managing it as well. The world record holder there showing off his stuff there with Zilla staying
Yeah.
in third place after Pepe got sniped out by his own teammate.
It's also going to be important that Brody does have a shroom in first still. He did save one shroom, so if they throw a blue, he's going to be able to dodge it.
Very much so. Pascal still finding it out, even though Zilla tried to go for the tightest line possible on that shroomless red, not going to connect. Pascal goes for the safe line, but that means that Zilla gets into second pretty much freely there, or at the very least
Well,
close
no,
to freely.
yeah, that red making Pascal probably having to go wide, or he was going to get redded off if he tried to go for fast strat. So, but we do
Thankfully,
see Perry and Pascal pushing back up. A red on the Brody, but it's probably not going to connect around this turn.
yeah, the
So
U-turn
he's
there.
probably sitting safe.
Dacia also makes his way up there, so nice 2-3-4 on the side of SOP. Both backers still chaining for shock. None of it being pulled just yet. But yeah, SOP, once again, just doing what they need in the mid pack to get up there, to stay up there, keep as much of a position as they can, even if it is not first. And I believe, I thought someone fell off again. That was
Yeah,
immense lag there coming from Dacia, as usual.
I honestly would have loved to see Daisy hold those reds instead of backing them, so Zilla wouldn't be able to have an opportunity to shroom up like he just did, because he's actually
Yeah,
going to get in the third here.
fully agree. And Pascal once again going for the safe route. And actually, I do think failing as well, because I didn't see him on the line. Yeah, he is all the way back there. That is going to be 136 on the side of 6 cents. That's another winning race for them. And unfortunately, Pascal going for the safe way and still failing is a big point loss there for SOP.
Yeah, a couple misplays, I would say, from Lab 3 from SOP. They should have definitely, or like almost definitely, kept that 2-3-4, especially with triple reds and 4.
Yeah, I
But
think there was an argument to be made about Dacia schlagging a little bit harder there on Zilla since they weren't 2-3-4. I think there is an argument to be made about simply just going, like slowing down a bit harder with triple reds to go for him. 1-3-5-6. Wow, Pascal got all the way down to seventh, letting 3 members of 6 Cents pass him with that.
yeah, actually, Sub did make his way back to 5th after getting TC'd, so it's actually going to be a bottom 2 for SOP as well, that race. That's not really what you want to see, considering the spots they were in the Lab 3. But
Yeah.
I guess Color Wonderland working out for 60's favor. We're gonna put them closer to the lead, but they're still gonna be. Oh, actually, they're gonna be up 3 now. That is gonna be a fantastic race for them.
Yeah, the lead
So
switching for the first time this match, and yeah, as you mentioned, Color Wonderland simply working out for them once again, even with all the troubles at the start. Brody losing that early spot due to a bump there, missing the item, Zilla being being all alone up there, but thankfully, which is why it's their signature picks. Brody just casually making that shroom cut there at the start, which is for anyone that has tried this is a lot harder than it looks. Even harder than it looks, rather. And yeah, simply just casually making that, getting a shroom in first, and holding first for the rest of the race with Zilla battling his way up into third. So yeah, amazing race from them once again. And once again, changing another track pick into Infernal Pipe Yard.
I mean, if you're SOP, you're probably looking at these track picks and saying that you're getting unlucky, but you're also probably happy because they're just burning a bunch of stuff from their list.
Yeah, the match is
Not
still
to say
very.
they don't have any backups, but
Yeah. No, absolutely. Six Sense have the track depth to be able to go all the way to 3 matches, but yeah, you are burning some of your best tracks already, and it's still relatively close. We're at only 3-point lead after 5 races, even though you've already burned some of your best tracks statistically and historically. Well, we see him go for the Shroomless, most likely. It will be the case, Brody. Should be able to build enough of a lead even just with that. And Zilla actually going for it right behind him. Top 2 now for 6 Sense immediately. Top 3 even, I believe. Yeah, Ivan also simply just getting ahead of SOP at the start. And that is a top 3 before even the midpoint of lap 1 on Infernal Pipe Yard, which is absolutely massive for them.
But as you know, we have seen 6C in top three in like 3 different races. SOP has managed to claw it back
No, absolutely.
somehow, some way. So, but Zilla
Ooh,
with these triple
triple.
reds actually could be very dangerous. But I don't think he's in a position to slag right now
Yeah, he's a bit
until they get
too
closer.
He's a bit too far ahead. Either he slows down quite a bit before the cut or simply waits after. We're gonna have to see what he decides to do.
I think he's definitely gonna wait after to pull these outs because they don't actually know what he has in the moment. So
Oh,
probably gonna opt to go
especially
around and pull him out now. Yeah.
yeah, especially with Ivan taking the cut. TC
Ooh,
there,
but he does get a TC for
if he manages to red out Thunder, we're gonna
Thunder off his screen, so he can't actually pass it. That's
off
actually
the
kind of
track,
unlucky for
off the
Zilla.
track, off the track. Just in general, he is back there, so it's not as if
What
it's
the
that
fuck?
bad. Not as if it's that bad. He tried to avoid it so much that he's off. So really, all things considered, you probably take this if you're Zilla.
Yeah, we did see a blue from SOP as well. So one of the 6C members actually getting blued in the eighth actually. So
Brody,
oh no, he's
uh,
actually getting blued now. That's so
Brody,
late.
yeah. I mean, they did have quite the lead.
Oh, there
Brody,
were two. Okay, that makes more sense.
yeah, Brody in second place at this point, Ivan in first. But yeah, Pascal stuck between those two 6 Sense players now. Thankfully, a bit of space between all of them, so he'll have plenty of time to react to any items being thrown. Nana not connecting, Red back not connecting either. Dacia's Red not connecting. A lot of items being thrown, not many of them having any sort of
We do see a
impact
third
on
blue
me.
coming as well for 6C.
Oh my goodness, yeah, Ivan's absolutely eating
Jesus
that.
Christ.
Oh, Dacia,
Yeah,
Dacia
so
Nana as well. Forced to Shroom. Pow as well, forcing Brody to not go for that Shroomless, but T-powing Pascal super hard there into the fire pillar, and Stubbs
yeah,
drilling
Pascal
into
not
second
being
place. Oh,
what's
great
going
snipe by
on?
Dacia. Great snipe by Dacia there, sniping out Stubbs right after his bill, not being able to protect himself or anything, and Dacia is going to get ready here. Uh, no,
I
how?
think he broke it. I think he managed to break it on the ledge, but either way, after 3 blues, 6C still finding
And
himself
he
to, he got bumped off actually.
got bumped off by Zilla. Zilla and Brody once again the dynamic duo in top 2 here, and should remain the case there. And backbomb by Ivan, I believe, onto his SOP members, so that should be a guaranteed top 3 there for 6 Sense.
Shot coming out though.
Late
Looks like
shock.
a SOP member
We did
dodged.
see someone
Yeah,
dodging. Yeah,
Daisy are coming
Dacia,
back.
Dacia dodging, but that should still be 1-3-4 on the side
Ooh.
of Sixth Sense. Even with that late shock, still a winning race for Sixth Sense, and they've finally been they're turning the momentum around a little bit, even after 3 blue shells being thrown at their faces.
Yeah, 3 blue shells, a good T-pow into Pascal. Although I will kind of criticize Pascal. I feel like he definitely could have handled that pow much better because he was straight into the wall somehow.
Yeah, I feel like maybe he didn't want to try and go over the corner and simply wanted to play it safe, but that ended up with him in the wall. So unfortunately, not as good as he could have gotten really. But yeah, Dacia thankfully salvaging the race a little bit for SOP there in second place, but still a very good race for Sixth Sense here, which I believe puts them above the double-digit threshold, up 14, going
Yeah, so
across the
now
halfway point of this war.
we're gonna see where where SOP was for 6C like in after race 2. So still under that 15 threshold. We still haven't been able to cross it this whole war. So it's still anybody's ball game. Although I feel like on the side of both teams, a lot of mistakes are being made, so it's pretty vulnerable for. I'm pretty sure whoever just like does a perfect race is just gonna go away with it this match. But you never know.
Yeah, I can definitely see it. Definitely some. maybe some warming up mistakes on the side of Sixth Sense. Definitely feels like the first few games they haven't been fully in it. Definitely showing it a little bit more on, especially Infernal Pipe Yard, but already showing it quite a bit on Color Wonderland as they went back up towards the front. But hopefully they can keep this form going. Lost Fortress, we're chaining six Sixth Sense track picks there, folks.
Yeah,
I
speaking
can,
of, I did ask our host if there were repicks all around. There is no repick this entire match,
yeah, there are no
this
repicks
entire best
from
of
match
three.
2 and
So
3.
all these tracks will never be seen again. So I guess 60 opting to try and get them out the way to create some pressure on the match too, if they can like sustain a victory in this match.
Yeah. They are the favorites here. I think they are confident in possibly getting a 2-0 going and simply just choosing their best tracks immediately, getting SOP's mental in the gutter and simply going for that early lead. My goodness, what was that green onto Brody?
Unfortunate screen bounce for Brody there. Gets hit with triple nanas, but it's probably going to put him in a better spot for 6C here, as he can actually get something useful. Oh, or not, actually.
Pau could actually be pretty decent there before the Shroom Cut. We're gonna have to see where he chooses to use it. Oh my goodness, that's an insane back from
Ooh.
Thunder. And back stubs
6C
as
actually
well. Like,
bottom three.
yeah,
So
Zilla
this power
yeah,
actually
Zilla's
has to go huge for them to actually start. But assuming Zilla gets the Mega Box here, he's probably going to try. No, he's not even going to go for it.
he's not going for it. Interesting. I wonder why that is. Possibly thinking that he just needs to stay ahead of Dacia and can't risk the Mega Box.
But in the case that Dazier has the Mega Box, they actually power him in the air.
Oh.
Well, that's not going to
And,
help at all.
and Dacia dodges that back. Yeah, if Dacia pulled that Mega Box, he's just going to be in first guaranteed there. Gonna have to see really quickly if he does get it. I don't
I
think
mean,
he's
Zilla's
throwing
back's
any items.
actually doing like a good break here. So
Yeah, thankfully, actually, you're right. Thankfully, all those backs. It was only a Shroom, not a Mega, and that Nana does get him. All of those backs just kept him in first place that entire time. Great plays by Zilla overall to keep that first place throughout this entire lap too.
yeah, I think Zilla is trying to build a lead so he can actually go for that Mega Box safe and comfortably and try and keep first. Maybe it was too close for him to actually go for it,
Yeah,
but
also
he probably
potentially
will go for it now. Oh no, there's a
definitely
Nana
so.
on
Yeah,
it.
barely doesn't make it, but yeah, possibly the threat of a red or anything along those lines, keeping him off the Mega Box, thinking that it wouldn't matter anyways. But yeah, should stay in first place regardless. Still has enough of a break. I think if anyone even in second takes cut, he should still stay in first. And he does manage to get one back as well. Both backers still going backwards and respawning, so no shock in play as Brody's holding this mega for the cut.
He's probably gonna opt to chain it here so he
Hmm.
can actually get up. He actually does get a bomb, which actually can be very helpful if he tries to snipe it forwards. But he's gonna have to wait a little because here is not gonna be a good option. He's actually just gonna yeet it and it's not gonna go anywhere.
Yeah, not connecting. And TC immediately after, making sure that he's punished for that hasty play. He does make it up there at the very least, but I'm not sure if that's going to help him much. Zilla forced to the side there. I'm not exactly sure what happened, but should still be in first for the time being. No back onto Pascal there, and Zilla should, if no blue somehow spawns, should be able to stay into first place and salvage this race for Sixth Sense at the very least.
Yeah, just a fantastic run from Zilla. It looked like Vincent or Sixty were holding blue for him as well, so
Yeah.
he was just comfortable. All he had to do was just back and gain him some time. For SOP, however, I feel like that's still well played from their side as well. Not really much you can do to try and take out Zilla, especially if 60 were holding blue, but keeping the
Yeah.
mid spots and maintaining it, it's fantastic for them in this position.
Yeah, SOP does get a winning race out of that, but I do think Sixth Sense played it as well as they could have without shock and with them holding blue. Granted, Brody's bomb. You say that there was not really a good choice, but I argue that at the distance he was at, there's no better spot throughout that latter half of the track where it would have made as much of an impact. You kind of have to go for a Hail Mary there, just chaining items,
Well,
see what you can get.
I disagree because he would have to like literally spam the bomb over that hill for it to actually have a chance of landing where he needed it to be. So I feel like holding it by like the boost section and just throwing it at the corner is more valuable than just chucking
Mm,
it like he did there,
yeah.
especially if
But
somebody's on a rail.
throwing it a little bit earlier might have helped to go on like direct throw it on like the ledge directly, but I think it's simply a matter of like maybe debating it for a little longer, thinking that the bomb at the angle he got the box at was not as good as he wanted it to be. It's up in the air.
Yeah, I think another question I have as well is for SOP, if Dazer actually did get the Mega Box but just got a shroom out of it instead of the Mega.
There is That could have been the case because we did see that he went for it. Not exactly sure if he pulled that shroom in second or if the Mega Box gave him a shroom. Flying Kingdom once again a 6 track pick. It's been 7 out of 8 races, good lord. But yeah, that is a potential option. Not exactly sure if that is the case or if he simply missed it and happened to pull the shroom after in second. Alright, Flying Kingdom. I feel like I'm saying this every other race, but once again, a pretty common track pick from Sixth Sense across the years there. Really comfortable in that shroomless cut and extremely strong TT times from both Zilla and Brody on this track. Zilla should be able to stay first for the time being, and especially Brody and Stubbs and Ivan should be able to shroom up throughout the ice section and possibly the latter half of the track to get back up there. Zilla still in first for the time being with 2 members of
Zilla's
SO
job right
behind
now is
him.
just gonna have to be the back on these corners here. Oh, there's a
The back bomb onto
I
Ivan.
think a
Stubbs
6C
forced into
member
the
getting
Mega.
bombed. Yeah.
Yeah, that was Ivan. And Stubbs forced into the Mega because of it. Ivan does pull the
Ivan
mid.
actually using Bill. Interesting choice. I guess we do see a bagger, I think, trying to go for it, but I don't think they're committing to it on the
Yeah,
map.
Flying Kingdom is similar to Rainbow Road on Ortiz, where you just have to pray, and most important, like you don't want to be the first one to dive off into that box there because you're pretty much guaranteed to get to give the other bagger a box in 10. Zilla doing as much as he can to back people out here. No one getting hit outs, but does give him a bit of a lead even with the shroom cut. SOP's second place, which I do believe is Pepe, does not manage to get into the in front of him. Ooh, Pow on that cut is devastating there. Does get two members of SOP, I believe, into that tower, so could be a good
Yeah, I
opportunity
think
to
Daisy actually
step
was
up.
off the track because of that POW. So fantastic POW from 6C. Zilla's gonna be able to also gain like a hefty lead here, just
Yeah.
on the base of that. It's only gonna be Thunder, and Thunder really doesn't have anything to hit him out with. So they're just gonna have to hope for a blue if you're SOP yet again. I feel like in a
Yes.
lot of races they've been hoping for this blue shell because their frontal presence hasn't been that good aside from like two.
Yeah, Zilla and Brody showing why they're first and second in divs of this division simply due to the raw frontal presence that they've had this entire match so far. But yeah, that is Thunder in second. I do believe I saw Dacia in third as well. So SOP at the very least 2-3. Let's quickly check over to Brody to see where he is at in this whole mess, passing Ivan their way. SOP in the entire mid pack.
He hits a
Oh my god.
boulder.
Oh wow, that is really
You
unfortunate.
gotta
Yeah,
watch out for those. Very hard to avoid for Brody, but we do see 6C still in bottom three instantly, even after that. But they're all getting backed.
they're all getting back.
Okay, well,
It's only Zilla up there who did manage to get hit
yeah,
out
Zilla is
Thunder, it
probably
looks
just
like.
hoping. Assuming a bagger hasn't pulled shock, he should be relatively safe here still. But Brody actually breaking in this fifth after getting backed in eighth, so
Yeah,
actually,
lots of backs onto the cut, and they do get Thunder and Dacia. Really good play there by Zilla, managing to get Brody into fourth at the very least. So 1-4, and Stubbs is in sixth. So 1-4-6, either 7 or 8. So still a decent race for Sixth Sense, thanks to Zilla's efforts mainly. But yeah, definitely not the result that you want when you were this confident
yeah,
going in. Brody and Stubbs just getting Brody, Stubbs, and Ivan just getting demolished at the start of the race, and it did not get better from here.
yeah. I think I don't. We can't really recall who it was that was able to back him. I feel like it might have been Pascal
It,
due to positions, but
I do believe it was Pascal, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be wrong.
yeah. But if you're Zilla, there, all you can really do is try and back around the cut, and he did a fantastic job at putting 3 nanas into it. So when they took it, they just were kind of screwed, as we saw Pepe almost into the wall. So
Only a race lost by 1 thanks to all of that. So at the very least, definitely a result that you're happy with if you're Six Suns, given the disaster at the start for your bottom spots, but should be at the very least enough to still keep the lead for the time being, but it can absolutely go either way as we enter this last third of the match.
if you're
Delfino
SOP,
Island.
you're probably also hoping for a track pick sometime soon. It has been a
Yeah,
minute
absolutely.
since we've seen them
Absolutely.
actually get. They've been picking Festival Town this whole match. It seems
Yeah, it
like.
definitely feels like it. For Delfino Island, though, I do want to keep the POV onto Zilla for the start, simply for the Shroomless strat that he tends to do early, which I know most people in chat must have seen by now, but it's still very interesting to watch. But it seems like the curse is broken. We finally see an SOP track pick. Only took us 7 races to see another one, but it is going to be Festival Town finally, as the 2-3 track pick for SOP finally comes through.
And as you know, I'm pretty sure Zilla starts in the wide line, so it's going to be an opportunity for SOP's 2-3 to try and force him out, really.
Brody.
Brody burning out is actually going to be huge for them as well, but Brody can also
Uh,
go for Bill in this position.
Yeah, but that's absolutely not the player that you wanted to go for Bill in this position. In fourth, he had absolutely the opportunity to challenge 2-3. Zilla was still up there, though. The only reason why he is, why first escapes his grasp is because Pepe managed to shroom up. Ivan also close behind in third, so decent start still for Sixth Sense, regardless of what the starting positions might tell you. Zilla, oh, actually does
Oh,
get hit
good
out
back
by
from
Pepe as well.
Pepe. Pepe hits the dog. Oh,
It's the
God.
chain jump, oh no. That
So
is
it
a
does
move.
seem like Pepe did pull a golden to get into that first. That back was good, but he just unfortunately misplays a bit there. So 60 is actually, I'm pretty sure, going to get back into the one, but can't see what's really happening. And I've been hit out,
I haven't hit out his
apparently.
ball. Zilla can't do much with his bomb, but yeah, Pepe pulling a move I would expect it out of his former teammates soon for the win, but thankfully SOP still in first for the time being, Brody in second place for now. So still a bit of frontal presence from Six Sense, definitely not as much as you would want to, but
Yeah,
Thunder
Brody
has
going to have to try and play
opportunities.
it safe down here.
Yeah, if you're Thunder, you have a lot of opportunities there on these blind turns, blind downhills to try and get some hits out onto Brody there. Granted, Brody, oh,
Ooh,
I, yeah.
unfortunate ramp for Brody.
Blue does come, thankfully, for Thunder here, but top three for SOP, Pepe trying to get some hits out with that triple greens. Still in third place regardless, though, and Zilla trying to come on up here. Pau could be pretty interesting. Zilla, that does get him in the air, I believe, and should be able to allow him to take the shroom cut indeed. So Zilla gonna fight for that top three spot. Mega on the side of Brody. We do see the baggers coming forward. A shock is likely to happen, but it does not seem to be 6C. It would have been used by now, so there is a chance for a late SOP shock here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure SSP is still sitting in 1-3 up. Well,
Blue is thrown. Will we
yeah,
take
another
that swap?
blue. I, I don't think
Oh my
anybody
goodness.
has currently, to be honest with you. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be a shockless race throughout here. Actually, no, there's a
No,
bagger.
yeah,
Hold
there it is.
on.
No, it absolutely
Oh,
is.
and Pepe actually getting hit out. Almost
Does get the
doesn't get the
star,
ground star.
does get the star, but I do think it was dropped by Ford, so I'm not exactly sure what happened
Yeah,
here.
it did. I didn't see Psycho all the way to the left of the minimap, but that was an SOP shock. But good on Pepe to get that star from 6C, because I'm pretty sure 6C's bagger tried to drop that for Zilla.
Yeah, no, unfortunately not managing to either expecting one of 60's members to get in the front or simply not getting out of the way in time to avoid Pepe getting that star, but Pepe does keep that first. Still seems to be a somewhat decent race from Sixth Sense. There was plenty of chaos at the end, so unfortunately I might be wrong on that. Still 2-3. No, 2-3, 6-8. Never mind. That is a pretty good race for SOP, all things considered. Pascal and Dacia managing to get up there after the fact. Brody missing a lot of time there from that shock, and SOP
Yeah, I
back
think that's gonna
into
put
the lead
SOP back in
there.
the lead. Yeah, as I Pepe proving me wrong from what I said at the beginning. The world did not wash him apparently, but
No, yeah,
we do see.
I told you, like the semis definitely showed that he definitely got back into form from his average in
He
the
probably
regular
hopped on
season.
the game a little bit,
Figured that he had to try
but
for playoffs at least.
yeah, unfortunately from the 6C side, we do see Stubbs having a bit of a stinker here. I feel like he hasn't been able to bring much to the team as of the 10 pass or the 9 pass races, but I feel like if he brings it back, it's probably going to be a fighting chance for them, but it's still a fighting chance for any team, but especially whoever gets this track here. Spooky Swamp going for 6C could be kind of huge depending on how they play it at the beginning, because, shrooms are pretty good for that, but Final Grounds, you could say the same as well.
And the track picks from 60 come right back up.
Oh, Zilla actually bomb sniped Ivan. Dear God.
Oh, that would explain why there was a little bit of lack of mid-pack presence on the side of Sixth Sense. Whoops, happens to the best of us. But yeah, Spooky Swamp being picked by Sixth Sense, another track that they've picked more recently, obviously. As my co-commentator explained it so well, Shroom's extremely strong on this track. Two really big shroom cuts, three big shroom cuts really to take care of. Unfortunately, Brody pulling the wrong kind of mushroom and getting schlagged out at the same time. Gonna have to hold this mega, most likely gonna use it for the first shroom cut and trying to chain to something a little bit better.
He is definitely gonna off the chain this here. If he doesn't, he's kind of inting. We do see him, but Thunder did have triple reds. I'm curious if he still has. He does still have one revolving, so Brody gonna have to try and stay behind him here. He's just gonna get redded out.
Yeah, unfortunately, not much you can
Yeah,
do
and
here.
he actually does break it.
What?
Okay,
That is
fair enough.
that is an insane break. Double shroom cut on the roof as expected there, and that is now 3-4 on the side of 6 cents. 2-3, even a little bit of a 2-3-4. That close enough. Pascal does get ahead at the very least. And there's the blue right for Pepe, and Pascal almost falling off there. Not exactly sure what happened, possibly due to lag. Pepe does end up getting
Also,
blued out here.
we do see one of the baggers like failing the strat miserably, so there should be another bagger that just probably pulled by now or just has, but I couldn't tell which
Uh,
one it was.
no, that's the backers in the back. They're going forward. It looks like most likely one of them already.
Yeah, I think one of them failed, did the crusty. So I
Gonna have
couldn't
to
tell you which one's running, but I assume it's Psycho, since his performance has been like that good.
Yeah, Psycho has been really important for SOB's performance so far. So many good shocks out of him. Brody unfortunately not able to pass that. Can still leave Zilla out to dry in the front. And SOP once again on what? Oh, there's another blue.
Oh,
Uh,
Brody checking another blue.
so many
Still
blues
putting in
this
the
map.
work for his team.
Oh,
Zilla
and Zilla
actually
getting
getting
back
back
bombed.
bombed, so that's gonna be kind of huge for SOP.
And
Brody not
CP out
actually
right
having a box
after.
either to take the cut.
Is that top
So
four
it's
even
gonna
with
be,
the blue? Oh no, Stubbs is up
no, it
there.
does look like Stubbs is in second, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So Brody getting triple shrooms here is actually pretty huge for 6C as well, as he's going to be able to take this cut. Probably opting to hold these two shrooms for the one turn cut and last shroom cut of the track if
yeah,
he can. But I
yeah,
doubt he'll
most
make it
likely.
that far without a shot coming in. Yeah, or Thunder pulling reds.
There's Thunder pulling a red. We did see someone
Thunder coming back.
we did see someone on 6 Cents started taking the golden cut up there, and Dacia does get TC'd out there, so still a lot of options for 6 Cents to get back up. Zilla
Oh,
in
and
second place, most likely the golden cut taker. Gonna have to try to pass to
he
Pepe.
does
Does
pass
manage to
it.
do it, and Thunder managing to pass in front of him, but that is the top 2-4 on the side
Yeah,
of
we see
6 Cents
Brody
there.
taking cut again. Might have pulled more shrooms. Have no idea. Actually, SOP. Oh,
Good play by Zilla there. Most predicting that shock is going to be used there and making sure to get some items there before the final few cuts. Not going to be able to save that last room for the end. Stubbs does end up getting blued, but that is still a very decent race for 6 Cents so far. Even top 3, maybe possibly top 4. Gonna have to see who ends up behind Thunder, trying to truck the red, not connecting. Stubbs in 5th so far. Does anyone have shrooms? It looks like Stubbs did. That is top 3-5 on the side of 6 Cents, and there's the big race we were waiting for.
okay, I think the real question is, I'm pretty sure I want to say that was an SOP shock in the set, but it didn't look like it because Zilla was able. I think Zilla was able to back up, and Ivan dodged in a star. So I'm not really sure because the only dodge SOP had was Daisy and that star in eighth.
I still think it was an SOP shock, simply because of the fact that if it wasn't an SOP, if it was a 6 Sense shock, they probably would have used it later near the cuts. Whereas Zilla simply like predicted that they were going to use it and backed up to make sure. But yeah, top 3-6, massive race on the side of 6 Sense. And there we go, finally breaking past that 15-point threshold. At this point, any amount of momentum there on the side of 6 Sense on those last 2 races should seal the deal altogether.
Yeah, 60 with good coverage around that shock, having the one player with a dodge. Zilla being able to notice that he's kind of in a screwed position, so actually backs up and gets benefited off of it. And then another blue for SOP, but it wasn't really enough. I don't think you wanted a blue if you were SOP in that favor because I don't think any of them pulled shrooms after getting shocked in the set either.
Yeah, no, Thunder, no, Thunder. Was it Thunder? I think it was.
Unless it was
No,
Daisy.
no, no, it can't have been Dacia. No, because it would have been 10 points on the board. Who got?
I feel like if
Oh,
they did pull shrooms, it was definitely the last set. It wasn't the one they shocked at.
am I crazy? Who got third there?
But we could always look at the bot.
No, it was fourth. No, Pascal got fourth. I'm fucking crazy. Sorry. Pascal got fourth there by getting a shroom at the end, getting in front of Zilla. But yeah, I will say though, definitely plenty of blue shells helping on the side of Sixth Sense with that pass rate.
Yeah, Brody pulling two, even though Brody kept getting hit out and pulling blue, so still representing the team. But
Yeah,
we are gonna see BC2 coming out for 60. As you know, I've complained about this track over and over again for being too broken for running. But it
yeah.
really depends on how you play it out. It really depends on your shock situation at the end of the day. But 60 probably gonna opt to have a bigger advantage, especially with Zilla pulling these triple reds at the beginning. It's gonna make it hard for SOP to kind of get up there. As you can see, Zilla just doing damage.
Or trying to at the very least. It seems that it has broken on Dacia, but yeah, both teams actually favoring BC2, so it also works as a good burn on Sixth Sense side, just getting one of SOP's main running tracks out of the way. So definitely works as a double duty in this specific matchup. But yeah, Zilla gonna choose to hold on to that POW for at the very least a little
He
while longer. Possible
Zilla's probably
T-POW?
gonna opt to chain this in the first set.
Yeah,
Try and
most
just
likely.
get stuff out of 6C. Yeah, he's going for the drop pow here. A good playoff for him, to be honest, because SOP is not going to be able to hold any items to try and come back.
Yeah, very slight T-POW as well onto that S bend. And that is a TC as well for Pascal and Thunder falling off the track, so SOP in the back for now, leaving Dacia and Pepe out to dry between the four members of Sixth Sense. Psycho falling off there with Ford in 10th. Not gonna help matters.
Yeah, so Brody is getting hit out somehow, and Dezia does have triple reds in second, so a little opportunity, or like a window for 6C, or like not 6C, but D or SOP. Too many names on the screen for me at the moment.
Oh,
But
good.
Dezia probably is gonna opt to hold on to these reds to try and wait for the straight to try and get out first. If he does that, he does back one actually. It's Brody actually hitting the wall, so Pepe gets the TC as well.
Good play. Avoids that somehow. Wow, I'm shocked that did not connect. But that should be
Yeah,
Pepe
I feel like that's kind of BS on Pepe's part.
Yeah. Oh, Ivan does end up getting hit out as well. Triple reds on the side of Zilla. I'm not exactly sure if they'll end up connecting. That just broke on nothing.
Ooh.
Uh,
Yeah, I don't like that he threw that one instantly. He's gonna try.
oh,
He's
he's
gonna
off
get
the track.
T-Powed off.
Oh no. And that should be top two
Ooh,
for SOP. Yeah, that's top two for SOP.
y-
Dacia just doing so much work there, and that's 3-4-5 on the side of Ivan, on the side of Ivan, on the side of 6C, sorry. Uh, yeah, SOP, even after Sixth Sense got so much of a lead, Dacia just completely breaking into that top two, breaking 6C's ankles, and allowing Pascal to go through and getting that top two.
yeah. Honestly, good off Dezia for breaking into that top three presence. I don't know how he was able to hit one out before the triple reds, but those triple reds were a perfect pull for him, as he could just slag and just let first run away. But he actually did get first too. I don't know if the first just got hit out by a red that he was holding or just hit something, but
There's a possibility of a fireball hit, though. I do not want to throw Ivan under the bus if that is the case, but
yeah, I don't feel
there's a
like I even got
possibility.
redded there. It was
Yeah,
either a blue or a fireball, but if it was a blue, we probably definitely would have seen it.
we definitely didn't see the trail, but yeah, either way, Six Sense still having the lead, but it has been cut down to 13 points, definitely in striking distance if you're SOP. Definitely having the ability there.
It,
If you're able to get
it,
the fabled track pick, that is.
it is definitely a good possibility for them to come back. All they would need is a fantastic like little top 2-4, or just even like a 1-3-4 at most. But they are gonna have to fight for it. They're in a position where everybody's just gonna have to be on their A game here, or 6C will take it away. But if you're on 6C side, you're probably just gonna play for a neutral race and grief as much as you can. So
Yeah, you don't need a big race, you need any amount of winning race or stable race, really. Cheeseland, Delfino Island, both tracks that we have seen and talked about beforehand. But yeah, Delfino Island, 60 simply choosing to go for a track they're really comfortable with, but there it is. Cheeseland on the side of SOP, the Chaos Shadow version. And I do expect to see most of these players go for it. The fabled Shroomless there. Definitely pretty excited to see what that'll end up looking like both on the minimap and on our POVs.
yes, the Shroomless is also probably going to be a big determiner of this race, especially lap three, where people are pressured to go for, feel like they're pressured to go for it, depending on their spot and what they could pull. But it's really just going to be how they play at the beginning of the race, because I feel like the first two laps really
Oh
dictate the
my!
race. But
Ivan and Brody are both sniped out by Thunder immediately. Triple Shrooms forced out by Zilla, Bill there by Stubbs. and Dacia just manages to stay in first that entire time. But yeah, Thunder doing so much work right at the start of this race and allowing Zilla. Oh, Dacia fell
Ooh,
off. It
Dazio
looks like.
does fail, so 6C is gonna be top two, and Zilla's good. Oh no, he didn't fall off, but he just got a bad cut. It looks like.
Yeah, possibly a fail on landing, but yeah, allowing Zilla to get into first place. Wonder if he takes the cut or simply choosing to hold that shroom for blue. Yeah, immediately choosing to shroom away, as Brody
Oh
is
well, we
holding.
see who has
Oh,
the blue.
yeah.
So
Uh,
this is gonna
Unfortunately,
be
doesn't
a
end up
tight
Brody.
position for SOP here.
Yeah. I do think that's at this point, even if that guarantees 8th place for Brody, you just have to hold it. If you get first place, it's a guaranteed win for the match, so might as well just secure as much as possible. You trust Zilla, one of your perennial players, multiple D1 MVP, to be able to hold on to that frontal presence as much as possible.
Yeah, the
Although
only
there's a
way I
lot of
see SOP actually breaking into that frontal presence is one of them pulls triple shrooms in fourth is able to just run a shroom up, so they can also avoid the blue. But I don't see that happening.
either that or the power red, but thankfully not in the cards for Dazia. So should be able to stay up there. Stubbs also being coming up to try and help his captain there. Should be still enough of a lead to guarantee it. Oh, actually, does end up getting hit out. Thunder and Dacia now in 2-3, right as I say it.
Yeah.
Uh,
And if you're SOP, you're probably hoping you can pull a blue, but at this point, they might have probably figured out that Brody's already holding it. So
is
they're
it
just
short?
playing to try and
Ooh,
snipe Villa out.
I thought it was barely short there for a second.
Well,
Does this
yeah.
does this mean that Psycho has the shock late? This could be disastrous there. One
If
dodge in the
Daisy
mid
pulls a
pack.
red, it could be terrible for Zilla. We do
One
see a
dodge in
member
the mid
shrooming
pack.
up here. It does look like Pascal, but I don't think he
It is
has
an
anything to
SOP
hit Zilla
member.
out with.
He doesn't, but that does look like. Do we see anyone in the mid pack for
I saw
Sixth
it. I feel
Sense?
like I saw a 6C member in a mid pack
It's
spot.
Bo-
Yeah, I think
it's
Ivan might have
Bonju
been
for
in a mid pack
60.
spot.
It's Bonju for 6C, but second
It
two
looked like
four
3 or
should be enough.
4 for 6C.
2-4 should be enough for 60 to keep first, but I'm not exactly sure. Might depend on bagging. No, 2-4 should be more than enough. Gonna have to
Yeah, it
see.
really depends on what that mid spot got, because I know Ivan was in the mid spot.
Oh,
Yeah,
two
he
three.
got
Never
third.
mind. Yeah, no, yeah, never mind. 60 absolutely have this. Okay. Little scare by that ending there, but Ivan in third does guarantee that 60 win that first match. Zilla MVPing, being the only player to break 100 in that entire lineup there. Great plays by him overall, great frontal presence, as we've seen in multiple of those tracks on our POVs. And yeah, just a lot closer than we expected, though, I gotta admit. SOP, even with the amount of 60 track picks, they've been really strong. They've been really consistent. A lot of it is thanks to Psycho's numerous shocks, even as we saw on Cheeseland. But Six Sense, not as dominant as we expected them to be going into this.
I kind of feel like SOP has they played it like they played good, of course, but I feel like a lot of these shocks could have been used so much earlier than when they actually did use it. I don't know when Psycho pulled the one on Cheeseland though, but I feel like if he did have it that whole time, they probably wanted to go earlier for sure. But especially with Brody holding blue, if they did realize that. But I feel like a lot of Psycho shocks have been dependent on what position they get in the lap three because a lot of them have been coming in kind of late.
Yeah, and although I think part of it is also because a lot of the time Sixth Sense just have so much frontal presence and they have enough of a break that you can't really play those shocks for first. You kind of have to play those to salvage. So playing them a bit later is more indicative of them just simply using those shocks not to get first, but to try and salvage some higher mid spots. So I think that's maybe part of it. Maybe it's a dynamic that needs to shift, but I think that Sixth Sense have just absolutely been in the front more often than they have not. And you simply to like one good example of that is that SOP when they were ahead of Sixth Sense at the start of the war, it was off the back of 2-3-4s, 2-3-5s, not off the back of first places. So I think
They could never
just
really nail that first position because 60 always just has somebody up there. But I do feel like SOP is probably battering themselves because if you look at the deficit and then like real life throughout the races, it's probably that Spooky Swamp Race is what killed them
Yeah,
the
no,
most out
absolutely.
of this whole war. Especially with them having the shock. I'm assuming that was Psycho Shock. I feel like that one they could have probably used much, much earlier and just actually got themselves in a better position than what they did. But
Granted,
it
yep.
really depends on like the race because when you're a player and you're racing on the racetrack, you're not gonna probably immediately think of, oh well, this is gonna be a bad situation for us if we think here. You're just going on what you have with the info, you know.
No, obviously, but also I want to take into account the fact that for that Spooky Swamp race, if Zilla doesn't pull triple shrooms there, and if Ivan doesn't dodge in the start, that race is extremely different.
Yes, for sure, 100%.
Yeah.
Especially with the blue pool that SOP got after shock, like they have no frontal presence whatsoever for 6C there. But 6C good with the coverage there, and I'm pretty sure I feel like that's what won them the war. Just that whole coverage scenario.
Yeah, no, they've definitely felt more versatile when it comes to just situations on the racetrack, so to speak. It definitely felt like they were ready for whatever situation was going on and simply just ready to strike back, even if a couple races later they were always ready to just get back at SOP. And they played that last race as they needed to, simply just making sure that Zilla got the top spot that they needed to secure it all, and Ivan just securing a decent race off the back of a late dodge there and getting into third place. So doing what they needed to and just capitalizing off it really well. So yeah, first match going 6 cents way. Do we want to take a quick break between those two matches? Possibly allow our viewers to get some snacks, some water, and possibly the casters as well.
Of course, of course. You know, I need to go get some water and walk back to my desk in 5 seconds.
And possibly check on your Valorant match.
Oh no, they're getting blown out the water. It's chopped. Like it's so
Uh,
chopped. You don't understand how chopped it was.
Fair enough, fair
like
enough. All
they,
right,
like they don't have a chance.
all right,
But
all right. So
we're
we
gonna
will
take a
be
little
back.
short
Yeah,
break here. Wait for the room to join probably, and then it'll be over. As they do have four in, so we might want to make it quick.
yeah. Good, quick 2 minute break. Get your waters, get your snacks, get whatever you need for this match two, ladies and gentlemen.
Cap.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to match 2 of CTC Season 2 Division 1 Grand Finals. Once again, I am back alongside Norn here to cast this match 2
Our
between
stream
Six
host
Sense
is
and
lacking.
SOP. Okay. Let's...
Ah, I tried to call him out for not changing the score. He just did it as I said that. Boo!
Yeah, unfortunately for
But we
you,
are at a
Masako,
clean start here.
yeah. Masako having enough experience to not make that mistake at this point. But yeah, Glimmer Express Train going to be our first pick. They're expected for Six Sense evens. But yeah, really close match between those between those two teams. Uh, Unexpected for me at the very least. I expected Six Sense to show a bit more dominance overall. Really happy to be wrong though, and that's part of why it's been the case. We've seen 3 of these burnouts by now.
Hey, but that's all right because we have the Brody POV of him going for the crate cut, being perfect and splendid. But we also have A610 up here. I think that's A610 contestant. A610 forgot how to do that. Oh no, that was Thunder. Thunder forgot how to do that strat apparently. So Brody is gonna be gone at first as of right now. But as you know, there is a mud cut coming up that can determine spots evenly. So
Yeah, does
Brody
manage to
probably
get
just
the
gonna
back.
have to try and defend against it.
Does manage to get the back onto Thunder, but yeah, I do expect at the very least 2 members of SOP to go for that shroom cut, and we do see exactly 2 of them go for it. We see Dacia and we see someone else. Like, actually, did someone fall
I
off?
think I think Pascal tried to go for the fast version of his star. He failed it.
Yeah, now Zilla has 2 shrooms in first, and Brody is in second behind him. That is disastrous for SOP there, as Zilla should just keep that first going the entire race with Brody close behind. Dacia thankfully taking the shroom cut, trying to get back up there for SOP. But yeah, Zilla should pretty much be guaranteed first place at the very least for now.
Yeah, we were talking about this like when we went on break, how 60 always seems to have that one in the front after like a fail or something happens or somebody gets blue. There's always just one of them pulling away. I feel like if SOP want to really have a good
Whoa.
chance like getting a break like 60 did last match, they have to like kind of counteract that, and they've been struggling with it a lot.
Yeah, some individual fails there I mean, we just saw Pascal unfortunately
Oh,
just
we see Artie
getting.
in the match now.
Yes,
Actually, we didn't notice
Artie
that.
Artie did end up replacing Stubbs there. Not actually sure if it's due to poor performance, as Stubbs did only end up scoring 56 last match, or simply due to time constraints. Not actually sure, but Artie has replaced Stubbs this match, so probably should have mentioned that before. But either way, as
He was
still
too
a
busy
lot of
playing World.
real. But yeah, in all seriousness, SOP still in 2-3 for the time being, still a bunch of frontal presence, but Zilla in first place, Ivan in fourth, and Brody holding on to that mega there, making me think that possibly there's already a shock being pulled or simply choosing to hold it for later. Fib onto the strat, not going to connect. Thankfully, it would have been quite embarrassing. But
I mean,
Zilla
we
should be
do
able to.
see one bagger currently sitting in 9, and the other one and the one in 10 just fell off. So if that's 4 to 9 just sitting there, I assume he just has the shock and he's just sitting on the top panel.
Most likely doesn't, though. You absolutely would you have used it, granted, for Brody dodging there? I'm not actually sure, but Thunder does make his way into second place there, hitting out Ivan, preventing that 6 Sense top 2. TC is definitely not
Ooh.
what you want, though. Does he manage to
Yeah,
pass
he's gonna have to like sit
Pepe?
for a while to try and pass this, but I don't think he's gonna
Yeah,
be able to.
passing it to the Greek internet is not going to be a good option there, and there's the shock we
Oh,
expected
and
from
it looks
SOP.
like it was Psycho sitting on the top there. So
2 star dodges from both Pascal and Dacia, already in 7th place, Pepe in
it's gonna
5th.
look like,
Should be a
yeah,
pretty
gonna look like a
even
bottom
race.
2 for 6C.
Yeah.
Oh,
Should,
little
should,
cool ending for Brody there. Oh, he's going backwards actually. We're not finishing this race.
we're testing out
He's
some
gonna show off
alternate
some skills.
we're testing out some alternate lines. But yeah, in all seriousness, I do think it should still be a fairly even race, simply due to how uh does he land on top? Oh, that was cool actually. A little bit of showing
The
off.
fact that you can trick there is sneaky track.
Yeah, definitely sneaky track, and that's pretty much what the bagging strat is all about. But yeah, Ivan getting into fourth place, but 2-3-5-6 should allow SOP to get a lead once again at the start of the match. But gotta remember, that's exactly what happened during the last match, and we all know how that one ended.
Yeah, and as we said, like Zilla being able to just keep that first after getting in there, because Pascal failed. It seems like he was just able to run for free. So nothing really, nothing really a race you would take if you're 6 seed. Not really that much damage done, especially with SOP having the shock there for like a whole lap. You will take that 1-4 any day of the week, even though you got bottom two.
Yeah. So 5 point lead from SOP once again, pretty similar to the previous match, if by a point of two or two of difference. Dark Matter Shrine and Banished Keep, the Rogue Delfino Islands, tracks that we've not seen picked last time. Ghost House, Rogue Ghost House as well. But yeah, Dark Matter Shrine, pretty expected for 2-3. Excellent track for those spots. Banished Keep, 1-4, and the mid spots there, trying to get some shrooms up there. But the Rogue Delfino Island is going to get picked, and we're going to keep a close eye on the Zilla POV, especially because that Shroomless strat at the start, if he does manage to do it, that might decide the entire race if he does manage to pull it off.
Yeah, if you're SOP, you're probably gonna have to try and get a ground shroom, maybe swerve in front of him if you're able to try and just block him off from doing that. But he actually does get one first, right off the bat.
No
So
ground shroom there. He's going to actually force, or he's going to stay around. Going to try it. Thunder does
it does
get
look
the ground
like,
shroom necessary.
yeah, it looked like nobody went for roof cut, like unironically. So we're gonna see Thunder just getting that ground shroom and getting in the one, just probably being able to run the rest of the race.
Ooh,
Until,
maybe.
well, not the rest of the race, but until like after lap one.
Oh, a perfect
He
snipe.
does get sniped off.
I was about to say, I'm surprised that only a single green was chucked there. I expected more to just form a wall, but seems like it's enough for Zilla to simply get that snipe out cleanly and getting all of Sixth Sense or at the very least most of Sixth Sense into top three. But yeah, great play by Zilla there, and just confidence in his sniping abilities. And that's already a pretty decent break as well for Sixth Sense in top three.
Yeah, and as you know, since they subbed in Artie instead of Stubbs, Artie is known for
No.
being that slagger role for 6C. There's a blue as well. Ooh, this is
Yeah.
gonna be kind of not pretty for 6C now, but I think
Yeah,
enough of a lead. If nobody shrooms
Zilla
up,
is
they're probably
fast.
still gonna keep top three.
Yeah, still top three. Zilla had enough of a lead, but yeah, that's also something we talked about in the break as well. Is that it seems like every single time that one of these teams, man, like it's there's just so many blues on both sides, really. But it has impacted SOP a lot more than it has impacted Sixth Sense, simply due to the sheer like advantage that they had most races.
Oh.
That's off.
Hey, but no, even him being off there is not even that bad considering that. Look at the break he just gave their top two.
Oh no, absolutely. I'm
That
not
was
saying it's
like
a bad play.
fantastic slag work from him.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's unfortunate that he ends up falling off for it, and he holds for the
He
rest of this
pulls
race.
blue as well. Yeah. So
Uh,
Brody probably opting to hold on to this. Maybe he gets a ground stream or goes for roof cut. Maybe we stay on his POV for that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to see, but
He's gonna
yeah,
have to break something out if he actually does want to gain anything.
yeah, not having the opportunity anymore to simply uh drag it, go for a ground nana and just get him off. Oh, will we see the neutral bounce? Oh, he does get it off actually.
He
Great job.
does.
I expected it to see on Zilla's POV, but obviously Brody knowing it just as well, and that does allow him to keep up with the other
Yeah.
members of SOP as well. Ooh, Thunder trying to make to get the same move that Brody did onto him, but does end up getting passed by Artie for it, so simply ending up swapping places. Should throw that blue
Yes.
there at the end, yeah. And
I
will
was
we
gonna say it
see
would probably was good for
shock?
that. That's probably gonna hit SOP, but it's probably just gonna be at the line. So SOP is not really losing spot that they are 3-4.
Shouldn't matter too much. That is a TS onto Thunder, so that is going to end onto
And
Daisy.
Daisy
Five
actually.
six. Great shock by Sixth Sense, top 256, and there it is. Not taking as long as the first match to get their foot in the door and flip that lead immediately in their favor.
Yeah, definitely a good play off of Brody with that mega in third. This track is known for that skinny section just being the most toxic place to just slag people and just be able to hit people. So him just stopping there just gave Ivan and Zilla like the perfect break to just win the race. Even
Absolutely.
with blues coming out, and then he pulled blue himself. So like SOP really didn't have a chance to just get back in that window unless Psycho pulled shock. But lap two, I'm pretty sure lap two, Psycho actually was falling off with Bill. So 4J was just gone 10.
Yeah,
So
that really
honestly, just
seemed
well
like it.
played all around for 6C that race.
Absolutely. Just really well played overall. And once again, I just want to point out the Granted, it's not necessarily confidence because your race is kind of screwed either way, but the ability to pull off like those technical plays like that neutral bounce on Delfino Island, that's not an easy thing to do. And in a grand final setting, just the having the ability under the pressure to go for those sorts of things, just go for it, and that alone allowing you to get that 5-6 as well, just getting into that lead more firmly than your opponent. Just really great showing by Brody overall.
Yeah, especially with we gotta give Godzilla his credit for that green lap one because that's what put them all into that position on
Oh,
the
absolutely.
Thunder.
Yeah, I was fully expecting him to just chuck all three of those greens, try and form a wall between the strats and like a wall between the next island and the ramp, but a single green was just enough to get uh SOP's top spot out of the way, and that was it really. So great play by him overall. Brody is choosing to slow down a little bit. You want to get some of those early shrooms, and you do get triple shrooms right away. Definitely what you want on final grounds. Some members just running, and obviously triple shrooms there. So much time to gain, especially on that midsection right before the shroomless. Oh, but forced to use one,
Brody off
unfortunately, due
the
to not
shroom.
getting the stick.
He misses the tunnel as well, so
Bit of time
he's gonna
lost.
lose a little time, but he's gonna be able to gain it back with these shrooms, assuming Daisy or Thunder don't pull any in these two next coming sets.
Yeah, he has the advantage of being able to just stay up there, both for a faster route and a safer route, because he doesn't need to chain for an item. Thunder will end up getting to first, though, chaining triple shrooms, and most likely having one last one as well for the ending cut, or simply to hold on for blue. So Brody's gonna have a bit of work cut out for him here with those triple greens. If he can hit one, it can be really huge, and immediately goes
Ooh,
for it. Great play, mirroring,
you gotta
mirroring
feel bad for
Zill's.
Thunder,
Yeah, that's
dude.
twice now
Two
that he's been
positions
out.
where he just gets in the first and he gets triple greens behind him.
Yeah. I want to say triple greens as well, but with a single green, the result would have been the same either way. Both Brody and Zilla just getting that snipe out in a single green.
Yeah, but Pascal being able to be close behind and shroom back in the first here, so SOP still has that one
Yeah.
presence. And MGB actually throwing, he has pulled triple reds now, trying to get his revenge, but it doesn't work out. Good fit from Pascal though, gets Zilla right on the mark.
Ooh, and here we see SOP actually
Oh,
getting into really good mid spots there and even top spots. 1, 3, 4, 5, I do believe, on the side of SOP. This has been extremely good for them so far. Great timing by Brody to get the
and
mega box that's in the middle.
yeah, he nailed that mega box. So SOP probably won't know that he has this, unfortunately, as it is just a rare chance of getting it. If you, well, it's not rare, but if you time your items right, you can get it easily. But probably expecting him not to have this.
Yeah, it's just a tough timing to get overall, but yeah, that mega guaranteeing that he gets into first place. Not sure if there is a
Yeah,
shock
he's.
ready. Oh, he doesn't get them a squish actually onto Thunder's
The question
Pascal,
is
sorry.
Pascal ahead on his screen or not?
I do
I
not
don't think
think
he is,
he
but
is. Oh, he tried to go
Brody actually
tight.
going too tight for the cut.
Yeah. He
I don't
tried
know what was
to
happening there.
he tried to cut under Pepe, trying to bump him out, but unfortunately going a little bit too tight there and ending up off. But I do think we see a lot of people actually either failing the cut or dying after Zilla all the way in the back there. So that seems to
Yeah,
be
Ivan looked
a
like he
really
just
good
got
race.
mega'd or something. He was kind of tiny there. I think he got TC'd, but we do see one blue. It's not gonna matter though. I'm pretty sure SOP is making it to the line before
Yeah.
that hits, but it is
No,
looking
that
like a top.
it is
I
top
don't know if
four.
Artie's up there, but if he's not, it's top four for
It
SOP.
it is top four. It is top four for SOP. That is a
Yeah, and
massive race for
Psycho
them.
holding the shock for them as well. Yeah, that's a massive, massive turnaround for SOP.
There's the big race that we were talking about. It's during the first match there, just uh sick, either of these teams. That's a thing. Okay, I just learned something. Um, but yeah, both these teams. We mentioned it earlier. They just need like one big race. They need to one big race to break into the match and try and get enough momentum. And this is exactly what SOP needed. The equivalent of Spooky Swamp for 6 ends during the first match, but even rougher and right at the start as well. So they are going to be able to build onto that momentum a little more. And it should be more than 20 points ahead now on the side of SOP.
Yeah, 6C has been doing good at being able to hit out SOP's top spots though. So they still have a chance of like getting a comeback race just as that. But Pascal, the only difference that race is Pascal being able to just shroom back in the front after Thunder gets hit out is so much more like better for SOP than as we saw race one. So it's just good to just control that frontal space. I feel like most of this war has been determined by who's been able to just keep that one spot, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. But I do think part of it is simply also just who ends up cracking under the pressure because here you saw that Brody was simply just trying to undercut Pepe on that cut, trying to bump him by going a little bit tighter, trying to go a little bit faster, and ending up simply burning his wings there and losing the only top
Yeah,
spot that Six Sense had.
I think he just miscalculated his drift a little there, but we do see SOP chain into Skyline Avenue, which is a very famous chain for when you get top four.
Yeah,
Because unless, yeah, Brody
immediate,
pulling like the worst item he could have.
immediate TC. Zilla most likely gonna go for the shroom cut, I assume, as you have to simply just get up there.
Yeah, but good
No,
slag off Thunder because it's gonna actually like nerf. He's gonna golden on the straight, but the mega slag being able to make sure his golden actually doesn't bring him all the way to first. So he's
it's not
barely gonna
even
even
going.
try and break into third here, but he's not even going to be able to because Daisy has this red.
Yeah, gonna try and like muscle it out of him somehow, but it's not gonna be enough. The red is broken on the U-turn, not even on him. Good avoidance by Zilla overall, but he still has so much to fight for here, as he is
Yeah, he
still
knows Daisy has a
like
head on his screen.
at this point on Skyline. I don't want to say the race is over already, but this is an immensely good position there for SOP on this track specifically. And there's the blue red as I say it.
But, but as you know, there is this shroom cut that's coming up that Zilla could take, but I don't think he's gonna opt to go for it just
Yeah.
due to the position of Daisy. I keep like permanently slagging him. It does
It's
look like
that.
one of the SOP members either dodged the blue. So
No, it was Pepe. Pepe taking it, but on the boost panel, so it didn't end up losing much time.
well, I
Oh,
think
and the
Daisy
Nana
got hit out
connects,
by
and there's
Zilla's
an
greens on his screen.
and there's
There's a
another
second
blue.
blue, but he's getting target powed.
Yeah, SOP just
Yeah.
being really resilient there, even with those blues, they keep that top two going. And this is what we're talking about when we say that Skyline is so good
Ooh,
for running their
bad play off of
all.
Zilla.
Oh,
He
manages
he
to
does
break
get
in on
away
each
with it though,
other.
but he's not gonna be able to get away for it for long.
Oh, you were
Oh,
saying.
no,
Oh
he
my goodness.
he pushed triple
Still
reds of
alive.
his own actually, getting a
Still
little bit
alive.
lucky there.
Yeah, definitely some luck on Six Sense side there with those double reds and that entire sequence there from Zilla. Will that red connect? No, it doesn't. Lots of reds breaking there. Pascal has the tough order there to try and keep Zilla
Ooh,
contained. That be back not connecting. That snipe not connecting either. That should stay a top two there for SOP. We do see Ford falling off the track. Not exactly sure if we are able to
I'm pretty
see a
sure
late
Psycho
shot
has at this point.
Pow on landing there, trying to throw a red at Pascal, but I do not believe that it is going to connect either. Red's being chucked out as much as possible. They're going to break on the late wall Mega to prevent a potential shock, but that is still going to be top two on the side of SOP with 6-7. So definitely a really good race from them, and they keep carrying on that momentum even through double blues, even through that entire sequence with Zilla not dying somehow. They still managed to keep that top two on Skyline.
Yes, and with the two blues, them that target power on the second blue on the Zilla was very huge because if Zilla didn't get powed there, he definitely was gonna get in the second. So I don't know if that was a 6C POW or SOP POW, but whatever whoever used that actually probably pretty good to cover just so he stays third. But unfortunate for Dazier because I don't know if you saw it, but lap two, Zilla actually got ahead on his screen and just hit him out with the greens as lag on Dazier's screen. So
Yeah, just a little bit of muscling out there from Zilla's position, but yeah, the Dacia not being able to do much about it, even with the infamous Greek internet that I keep referencing. But if you've ever played against Dacia, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah,
yeah, but good
uh,
off Zilla for avoiding those reds as well. Those reds could have been very detrimental into getting SOP a good race, and he's just able to just avoid them and then pull triple reds to just combat the rest.
absolutely. But yeah, for now, SOP building up their lead is still being ahead for the time being. And honestly, this is the most confident that we've seen them so far the past two races, just being able to get that first place that we were talking about and staying up there and Riverside Park could be a devastating pick, though. Yeah, it does end up going their way, Mr. Bean favoring them in those lower spots. And Riverside Park, pretty infamous for being a cruel mistress when it comes to your top spots.
I feel like this is also a track SOP pick for when they go for a bottom spot. It's just in their bag somewhere. But I do think somebody is doing the double bag strat where they're blocking one of the baggers. I couldn't tell you which team it is because there's three people going bag, but it looks like they failed at it terribly.
Yeah, unfortunately. But granted, it is Riverside Park, so if you pull a golden, you're gonna be in those top spots anyway. Not that it matters too much. A great example of Daisy's net there, just being on the third box on your screen and backing in the second. Um, either way,
Yeah, and
Brody or
unfortunate
Reds.
for Brody not pulling a shroom, so
Yeah,
ooh, he's gonna have to go around. He's gonna be in eighth for a little bit, but as you know, at Riverside Park, two big shortcuts that could change the whole entirety of the race just from taking
yeah.
them.
I do not expect Zilla to hold on to that first place for long. The moment Pascal gets a shroom second, or really fourth gets triple shrooms or anything along those lines, you can absolutely just get past immediately. But it seems like for now, oh, never mind. Fourth does end up getting the shrooms needed, and
I
it
will
is
say it
going
seems
to
like
be a
Psycho
fourth
does
place.
have the shock.
Does seem to be
He
the
is
case
just running
indeed.
away in nine. So
Yes,
SOP probably 90% chance with the shock here. So 60 is probably gonna have to play around that now, making the race even
absolutely.
more difficult. Especially since Thunder just roomed up in the first. He now has that frontal presence that we were always talking about. And as you know, unless Zilla lucks out a shroom second here, he's not going to be able to do much to this.
Yeah,
Masako,
unfortunately.
also your scores are reversed. I don't know if you've
Yeah,
noticed.
I did ping her about it. We're just gonna, I assume mid race it's tough to fix, but it's fine. Ooh, does get to Truman third though. Ooh, almost falls off. There's
Ooh,
a
and
shock there. Gets Artie.
interesting. There's a blue to get him though.
I don't think it's gonna matter though.
Interesting shock.
Artie keeps first here. Yeah, the late shock
Well,
by. Looks like we expected Psycho to have it, but it looks like it's
yeah, it
only
looks like it
benefited
was a
Six
forward
Sense.
shot. I don't.
And yeah, that's top
Not.
four. That's top four.
Yeah, we were just
Six
talking about
Sense.
them rebounding from that race. There it is.
My
I'm
goodness,
not
what happened
sure.
here?
I'm not sure because looking on the mini map, Psycho was just literally running in nine with the shock, or I don't know if he had the shock, but he was just running in nine, and 4J just fell off at that point. So I don't know if that was just an SOP shock miscom or just maybe Ford just had it and Psycho was just baiting. I don't know, but it worked out in the favor of 6C with already being able to put that mega in the first and then just dodging off of it.
Baiting on Riverside Park when you both make the starting strat seems really weird, though.
It does, but it's one of the possibilities. But
Yeah, no,
I'm pretty
obviously.
sure it was just an SOP mess up.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, already dodging that mega in with that mega in first, and thus having enough of a lead to cushion that blue, just guaranteeing that top four on the side of 6C. And yeah, suddenly, right as we mentioned that SOP were getting that momentum, they were getting back into the groove, and all of a sudden, Six Sense are 1 point behind, right back to where we started one race before the halfway point of this war.
Yeah, and especially if like that was SOP shock, that mental is gonna be dear down the drain after seeing that. So they're probably gonna have to just try and just shake it off or anything, but that's very devastating for them. And as you can see, 60 is going for another broken runner in Airstrip Fortress.
Yeah, pretty classic one as well. At the very least, if you're Pepe or if you're Pepe or Thunder, at the very least you won't be you'll still be able to understand how broken it is from World. You've got that going for you.
And definitely, definitely. And it's the fact that this track does indeed have a cannon, but it's also a sitter for baggers unless you know how to like do the strat to get farther, which I don't think anybody ever does online.
No, no, I haven't seen anyone does. I'm pretty sure you're making that up. I haven't.
I'm pretty sure there is one, or is that the loose bill? It's something like that. I don't
If I
remember.
haven't seen
But I
it,
know this track is sitting. It has a cannon, so
yeah, yeah, which is the most important part here. Zilla does get bumped out immediately, though single red not gonna be able to do that much. Never mind, immediately backing out Pepe. And Pascal in first place, but being surrounded by 6C members. Red could immediately connect there. Oh, never mind. That is Thunder
Ooh, but
behind
he
them.
has
My
Thunder to
mistake.
back him up.
Yeah, never mind. I thought Pascal was surrounded, but it seems to be the opposite. It is Brody that's surrounded there. Then that spiral,
And
Pascal being
Pascal's going
forced
wide for
to
some
wide.
reason.
Not exactly sure what happened. Maybe a little bit of a misinput, but either way,
maybe
Brody's in first.
maybe on his red it was a side red, or his screen it was a side red and had to go wide to break it. I'm not sure what's happening there, but
Yeah.
honestly, still good on SOP for even breaking up the frontal presence in general. So they're not sitting in a bad spot at all.
Yeah, absolutely. It could have been a lot worse considering how broken Airship Fortress really is. None of the baggers going forward so far. Good avoidance on that Nana from Brody, though it does make him lose some time. But yeah, the moment we see one of those baggers going forward, it's going to spell is going to be curtains for one of these teams.
Ooh, and I think that double back from bro, there's a blue throne. He's going
It
back.
targets
It's
him
still
still.
targeting him. That's actually
That's
insane that targets him.
Does that target him from like the exit of the cannon? Uzilla chaining
No,
power to star. You're definitely taking that.
I think it might have been like because you know how the spiral works. It might have been just like a position tracker thing that targets
Yeah,
him.
possibly, possibly. But yeah, Zilla, if Shock is pulled in a good position, but no, yeah, you're chaining. You have to try and get some shrooms to get back up. SOP is such a good spot at this point, but the pack is so close
Yeah,
that really,
we do see a blue there. I don't know who that hit, but Pascal also getting hit out and gonna be gone. Another blue. I
and it's
think
not an SOP
he's
member.
gonna throw this after cannon.
Do we see a late
It,
shock? No, we do not. It is going to be blue thrown here on an SOP member. It could spell disaster there, depending on what they pull.
Brody misses
Kinda
the box. That's actually devastating.
Yeah, Zilla doesn't get the box. We do see uh
Oops,
Brody shrooming
yeah.
up. Pepe dodging right
Uh,
at the end. Pascal does get hit
Late
out.
shock. I don't. That was a cluster of an ending. I'm not sure what spots people got.
It does seem to be pretty even regardless, though I do think it's
Yeah,
slightly favored to SOP due to Dacia still being in first, I believe, and with Pepe dodging at the end, getting close to 3-4. So I do think it's still very much SOP it's very much a decent race for SOP regardless. Should be fairly even though.
yeah. So it's still good on SOP for regardless of the result for just being able to break into, especially Pascal and Thunder for being able to just break into that top four instantly. I think one of them Pepper actually got first off of that. That's
Wow.
insane.
Yeah, dodging late. I guess the pack was extremely close. Like it was pretty much all in that last corner. But yeah, getting first and Dacia getting third. So if anything, that late shock actually kind of saved SOP's race. If they didn't get that shock, that would have
Yeah,
been
only was a
a
plus
one three
one, but
four.
like you would
Yeah.
take that.
No, absolutely. It would have been a 1-3-4 on the side of Sixth Sense if Pepe did not end up breaking in those top spots. So you're absolutely taking that if you're SOP.
Yeah, kind of got a feel for Brody with that blue on spiral. He played that really like to the best of his ability, but I don't think his position tracker updated by the time the blue got there because of how the spiral works. So kind of sad to see his play didn't go through there, but it's also a risk and reward type play. So it was nearly a 50-50 for him to even like try that in the first place, but how far ahead he was.
Yeah, plus it's one of those cases where seeing how broken for running airship is, I'd assume you don't really have that many cases where you can like try and slow for blue in this spiral. So I think maybe there was a bit of uncertainty. Like, is it possible to do that on the spiral? Castle of Time does end up being picked there out of the 3 different picks that Sixth Sense decided to go for there. Uh, Makes sense though in 2-3 there. 2-4, sorry. Pretty expected track pick out of Sixth Sense. And just overall a pretty common track pick with Zilla being
Brody's
pretty
gonna
renowned for his skill on the track.
Brody actually getting the draft off of the guy in second and not the one in first. So and then getting a shroom, so he's gonna be able to be in first instantly.
Ooh,
Pepe
that
with almost a good green. That was so close.
yeah, that was extremely close. And should be able to keep first for the time being. It does manage to head out Pepe. The issue is, does Pascal have anything to hit him out with right afterwards? No, but
But
does have
no,
a
Pascal
shroom.
actually had a shroom.
Almost as good. Gets him into first place for now. Does he go for the neutral bounce? He doesn't. He does end up making it. It is a bit of time game, but also makes sure that he can go as tight as possible. and gain some time on Pascal without risking a back, which is the most important, trying to get some pressure onto the top slot immediately. But Pascal could
Yeah,
still
but
drop that Nana at any given moment, really.
yeah, Brody just forced to respect that Nana that whole way out. If he had an item, he probably would have went for the force out. But triple greens is what he definitely did need, but
Ooh, that would have been a
it's
very
kind
nice
of
snipe
too
off the ball.
late.
Does he get it? No. So many
That green's still
snipes
going
coming so
though.
close. Yeah, I doubt it's gonna connect. Oh, maybe onto Zilla.
Ooh,
Would have been unfortunate.
Jesus.
But yeah, Pascal
But
now forced to fight the dynamic duo of 6 cents and 2-3 now.
yeah, Brody not having that many options to try and like help Ziller out here. He has this fib that he's probably gonna chuck away or just back on the rail to just try and mess SOP up here.
Yeah, at this
Also,
point
just hold
he's
it for
too close.
now.
Well, actually,
Uh,
chooses to burn the shroom immediately, wants to try and close the gap between him and Pascal, confident that he can either outline him or get the draft off. But that green that
oh,
he threw himself.
she
Oh my.
almost that green wants to hit him so bad, but he loses more time off of that than he gained with his shroom, unfortunately.
Yeah, that is really unfortunate. So at the very least, he doesn't get hit by it, but if anything, it's close enough that doesn't matter. Great power by 6 cents though, but what was that from Zilla? Not going for the cut there.
No, he was. I think he felt like he was in a position to where he wouldn't be able to like align it properly just because of how the power bounce hit him. But it being good for Brody to try and catch up. But TC in third, that's so unfortunate for Zilla. He's just in no man's land with this. He's not going to be able
Yeah,
to catch with these boost panels.
definitely not. Plus, good. I do want to point out a good play from Pascal there, putting the Nana so that it blocks the neutral bounce strat that only Zilla and Brody tend to go for. So just great awareness there by him to block that strat specifically. Late
Ooh,
shock,
shot coming out.
and it gets
Somebody
people in the dodge.
dodged.
No, it gets 2 people in the dodge strat. It gets Ivan
Yeah,
and someone else with already dodging in Mega. So that should be a 6 cent shock with a pretty decent advantage for them.
but yeah, with these items currently, they're not really still in a good spot. Artie probably just
Yeah.
getting TC'd out here. Pepe just waiting patiently because he knows he can just play. But it looks like 60 actually got in the first. I don't know how. I think Brody might have pulled a shroom in second and been able to take the cut.
Yes, looks like it definitely. But Zilla should be able to stay into third. What? Okay, simply just need to go wide, making sure he doesn't get hit by any nonsense that Pascal might throw at him. But that should be 1-3 on the side of 6 cents without much further back. Yeah, 1-3-6. Definitely not a huge race, but should be enough to at the very least get back in the front.
I actually wonder if they called that shock because Artie was in the cut, like already like out of the cut by the time with that mega. I wonder if they called that to try and TS Pascal and get Brody on a boost panel, maybe giving him that break as well. That could have been the
That
case.
that could have absolutely been the case. You're right. I do think that they could explain how he got into first place, or simply due to possibly flip trick landing as he is resized and just getting that much more speed out of it. But yeah, either way, Brody, important part is that he does get first out of it, and that is 6 cents getting back into the lead. An extremely close match overall. Only single digit differences, and most of the time less than 5 points separating those two teams. We're in for a real barn burner for this last GP.
Yeah, as you know, SOP after that top four, that's the highest we've seen a team be up in this series, just 30, and they lost that immediately. So it kind of shows you how much the ties can change quickly in this series, with how close both of these teams have been playing and how well both of them have been playing so far.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bandage Keep
And
is an interesting one. I did
yeah,
not expect that.
we saw it getting chosen earlier on by 60 as well as Dark Matter Shrine, so in similar spots. But yeah, we're gonna have to see what it chooses to go for. Last time, the Rogue Delfino Island was picked by Brody, and Brody gets chosen once again, but this time for the same track that his entire team goes for. And we are going to Banish Keep. My goat. I will not take any slander for it, but either way, Brody gonna be able to
Right.
going to be able to take most of these cuts in first place. And what I do wonder as well is if he's going to go for the Shroomless strat that is at the entrance to the castle. We're gonna have to see if he decides to go for that in a match. And Zilla as well, right behind him in second place as well, immediately going forward. Someone taking the
Yeah,
Shroom
we
cut,
see
not
one
going.
Shroomer. Did
Wonder
he just back
who.
his team?
No, I assume that was communicated. And he doesn't go for it actually. I figured he would with that alignment. But yeah, it's
Yeah, I
still
don't
top
think it
for the
saves that
time.
much time to go for.
Yeah, possibly not considering it's worth the risk. Dacia does end up shrooming into second place, though it looks like Brody not going for the box instead of just trying to get as much distance as he can from that second place. We see Thunder, we see Dacia, we see a lot of SOP there right behind Brody so far, and at Bill as well from Pascal. So a lot of SOP, and yeah, just two nanas being immediately chucked there onto the cut, and that POW targeting a lot of SOP as well. But for the
Yeah,
time being, SOP have
Pascal.
been extremely resilient.
Yeah, Pascal burning that bill. I'm pretty sure Psycho might have calmed that to him because 4J is just in 10. In fact, Psycho's been failing this one strat constantly. So, Shock in more favor of 6T this race. So,
Yeah, probably just needing to get into the front, and has worked out well, getting Brody out completely. And Dacia now in second place as well, firing back on all cylinder there on 6th Sense track pick. Brody once again not chaining, simply going for speed there, but it is preventing him from getting any more defense against that red from Dacia. And for the time being, it hasn't really paid off too much. Gonna have to see if that ends up changing throughout the course of this last lap there. Thunder in fourth as well. So top 2, 4. And as you can see on the minimap, there's a gigantic chasm really between top 4 and bottom 4 at this point in the race.
yeah, so if you're 6C right now, you're probably really looking at 4J's ability to try and pull that shock because you can definitely TS this top two right at the ending and get Brody first, but it's going to be a risk. There's actually a blue as soon as I say that. And there's
Oh,
that
and there's
Shroomless
the
you were talking
strat.
about as well.
Oh, but
Oh, he gets
unfortunately,
trailed for
flag
it though.
gets trailed for it immediately. Did not expect Pascal to be this close. And yeah, that's now top 3, even with that blue for
Yeah,
SOP. And
yeah.
Dacia gonna be able to simply get those backs going. Do you get the
Unfortunately, in this
shroom?
position as well,
Oh, well, at
oh,
least
he
you get
does
the
get a
shroom.
shroom, but it's still not going to be good enough. They have to use like right now if they have, but I don't know who has the shock. They're going around actually to avoid that potential chance. And actually, Psycho pulled it a 9.
And that is
So
going to be top 3 on the side of
yeah,
it's SOP for that. That is a massive race for them. And they're right back in the lead, and with a double-digit lead to boot as we go into that final GP.
yeah. So Psycho actually with a huge niner for SOP because since they were in top spots, that's actually so big. Because the only plays Brody really had in that position, if Ford did pull, was to TS their top two. But after getting trolled by Thunder, that was kind of out of the realm of possibilities. Even though it could have happened, but since them having both awareness to just go around anyways, then it
Yeah.
also could have just been like a trick thing to where like they both went around to like maybe thank Brody that they didn't have shock and then bait Brody into going for the ending strat by himself and then TSing him.
Yeah, I think regardless, they would have still gotten it either way. Pepe wasn't really in a position to get that many more points as we see ending up in 7th place. But either way, I do think simply a matter of playing safely, even if it's a 1 in 1,000 chance, you really don't want to be falling off on that spot of all things and losing points due to that. So just simply
Yeah,
playing safe,
definitely.
playing as they need, and now up 20 points as we go into the last GP. SOP looking really strong for that end of match 2 here.
Yeah, and their mental looking really good as well. The fact that they're like able to just like communicate to go for that safe play just says a lot for them. On the side of 6C, however, unknown, they really just got bombarded that race. It wasn't really anything interesting for them. But going for the melting magma pick, interesting because we haven't seen many people pick this track since the Shroomless got out now. But it's not going to be seen till this day. So Halogen Highway coming out for the top three for SOP. So assuming SOP plays this beginning, they can take 3 of the 4 boxes and probably prevent the 4th if somebody does grab a double one and just back items on the Brody here. Brody's going to
Yeah.
have to choose to play with caution here. He's not going to be able to force anybody out if they get those items.
Yeah, Brody has a huge chip on his shoulder there. Even if he does get the draft here, getting the draft in this corner is absolutely horrendous from experience.
Ooh,
And
that's actually so bad. They left the tight box.
triple red immediately on the tight box, and that should get Pascal maybe not out,
Yeah.
but
Oh,
oh,
Pascal actually. Oh,
There's
he has a
another
fourth one
red,
actually.
never
It doesn't
mind.
matter.
We pull a fourth red. Dacia does
It
get the
was
draft.
almost good off Pascal.
Dacia does get the draft though, so it's still top two, sorry, on the side of SOP, even without all of that happening behind them. Brody only a single shroom, and as we know on halogens, there's not really that many spaces to use them, so you're just gonna need to chain it immediately. Great play by both the Bagger and Thunder, taking the both of the wide boxes there, starving Brody off of that box. Nana's double backs, getting him as wide as possible, making him lose as much time as possible, and SOP are looking extremely strong there as we're nearing the end of this lap one.
Yes, and it's going to be very, very, very difficult for Brody to even try and break into this top two without a blue, because as you know, Halogen doesn't really have that many spots for him to. Oh, as I say that, he
Oh,
does pull a
and
TC as
that's not
well.
helping, and that's not helping.
Yeah, so SOP just gonna have a big break. Thunder's just gonna back to just make him lose time so he can't catch him. Oh, it
Shot
looks like 6C
cancel,
actually canceled the TC.
and
I
that
don't know if that was a 6.
definitely was a sixth sense shock. TSing,
Yeah, that
T
has to be.
yeah, TSing Dacia, dodging Zilla, canceling Brody's TC, like that was absolutely a 6C shock. Plus, that means that since Ford isn't then, he can possibly go for a second one late in the race. Gonna have to see if that can change and turn the tides a little bit on the side of Sixth
I thought
Sense.
4 was a 9. Did we not just see Psycho respawn? I'm pretty sure we just saw Psycho respawn
Is he
in 10.
chaining in 9 or in 10? That's the question. Not exactly sure.
Yeah,
Uh,
before they used the shock, Psycho respawned at the first set, so I'm not sure what's happening with the bagging. I feel like if that was a niner from Ford, that's kind of a shoot in the foot for 6C, as, yeah, we do see another shock coming out.
yeah, but that's a
And
shock from
yeah, SOP coming
oh wait,
up with that
no,
one. So yeah,
there,
Psycho was definitely
there is.
10.
Yeah, there is. Yeah. Thankfully, Brody. Ooh, the wait late draft. Oh, didn't
He's
get it
not going
off.
to be able to get it without
Unfortunate.
a bumps. Yeah.
Does he manage to maybe
He has
get
to
one
play
out?
safe.
No.
He doesn't play safe and actually gives them top 3.
Massive top three there on the side of
Ooh.
SOP, and that's the first time that we see a team getting
Be able to just
two
chain
big
good
races in a
races like
row.
that.
Yeah, getting 2 races in a row. That's the first time any of these teams have managed to do that, and now SOP is in prime position to close that second match and go for a match 3 here.
Yeah, like I said, as 60 is kind of forced to use that shock there, especially with Brody getting that TC, because Ford, even though Ford pulled a 9, just to like have a chance of getting back into the race, but it's also just a shoot in the foot for them because Psycho is definitely probably gonna pull it since he was just gone 10.
Yeah, and then Pascal dodges and he gets first, and it's just a
Yeah,
whole mess.
Brody just had to go wide on the last turn to just keep that third, but he just didn't.
So SOP,
But it
yeah, no, keep going. Sorry.
no, I'm
uh,
just baffled why he didn't go
yeah,
wide.
no, yeah, I getcha. But yeah, SOP now up 41 points as we go into the last 3 races. You need at the very least 14 points per race there for 6C if you want to try and get back and win this in 2 matches. Definitely a really tough pill to swallow. It is very much possible, but you're going to need a big race starting right now.
Trying to look for melting with that. As you know, a lot of teams. But I feel like since the melting update, 60 kind of really haven't played it that much to begin with. So I feel like it's like a really 50-50 pick. But we're not going to see it anyways. We're going to see BC4
Yeah.
coming out from SOP. As
It
you know, with top 3 again on this track, you can still boxes from 4th. So Brody's probably going to have to opt to go for a wide one. I don't think he's going to be able to get a tight box here. Actually,
would
they're
be
just
very
going to
much
give him. Oh no,
surprised.
he almost got one.
Almost, but barely doesn't get it. But yeah, for the record, that's a bit of quite a bit of items just being chucked around, and plenty of them hitting, already going into first there right in front of Pascal. Uh, did want to point out that melting is on 6 Sense track list, so they have intended to pick it this season at the very least, and that is a red right onto Pascal's face. I do believe Dacia should be ahead of Zilla on his screen there if he didn't end up getting bumped out, which is exactly what happened, and Thunder gets backed out. So a lot of good plays from Zilla so far, bumping out and getting two members of SOP out of the way, but still plenty of work needed to be done there. SOP in 3, 4, 5 right behind. And as we know, at this point, if you're 6C, you can't go for just top 2 and nothing else. You need more than that if you want to ever try and catch up.
Yeah, Zilla opting to hold the screen because it's just a risk of trying to back him, especially if Daisy pulls a red there. But he does get the draft and chooses to back the green regardless. I feel like if you're in like Artie's in Zilla's position right now, all you just have to do is just constantly back around these turns, but you just can't afford to back on the last straight because if one of you gets hit out, it's just over.
Yeah, absolutely. Where's Brody in all of this out of curiosity? Quickly check changing POV. Blooper in 6, unfortunately. As you can see between top 5 and bottom 3, there is a little bit of a break. Psycho making the strat first, being in 10th, really important here. Gonna have to see if he can maybe pull it immediately. Does he go back? Yeah,
Yeah,
he does go back. It was not. He does not have the shock just yet. He needs to stay in 10th for the time being. For now, chaining in 9 and still chaining. That was him shrooming into the sets. So could be a very scary end of race there. If you're Sixth Sense, you still have a lot of time to pull that shock if you're Psycho at this point.
it looks like 6C is actually. It looks like they're top 2-5 or top 2-4 at the moment. So actually, Daisy are hitting something in third. So already actually doing good to slag. I feel like there's the potential of a SOP member lap 2 who was sitting in last. Yeah, Pascal's doing it right now. He's actually sitting in last to try and prevent a dodge from 6C in case Ford does pull in 9 and just get a dodge for himself as well. So we
Yeah,
could see something off the back of SOP here if Psycho can manage the shock, but I'm not so sure he's been lucky enough to pull it yet.
gonna have to see as we pass him by. Does seem like
Yeah, he's in Bill currently.
he's in Bill. He's in Bill and Ford goes forward. Oh no, this could be massive for Sixth Sense here. Gonna have to see how late that shock is. Can we quickly check on Brody, see if he possibly has a dodge? No,
Yeah,
quite
actually
the
had the
opposite.
opposite.
Quite the opposite, in fact. Possibly gonna have to
We,
just get himself into set and pray that he gets something catch up. But Ivan in last as well, so that is at most going to be a very late.
ooh,
Ooh, Mega actually could be what he needs. That is
they're gonna have
no.
to
It
use it
seems
right now. Really, I guess nobody had. Oh no, it was just used very, very late.
yeah, trying
Is
to
Brody
bump
making sure
Pascal
Pascal
out.
gets the A?
Yeah, getting Pascal out. Top 267. Not as huge of a race as you would here, but I guess it is a start. You need two big races to finish off, though, at this point. You're still down, mm, I want to say a bit more than 30, so I could be wrong here.
I do want to like, even though they lost the race, I do want to like give props to Pascal for just sitting in that eighth position to make sure six to make it harder for 6C to even use that shock and benefit more off of that than what they got. Because him just sitting there just makes them just not be able to pull dodges like that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, that is a prime example of Pascal's sheer, like, raw experience in both CTs and RTs, just knowing for a fact what Sixth Sense win condition is and knowing exactly how to counter it, even if anything, like, even if everything in terms of odds goes against him, he knows full well what he needs to do to make sure that the enemy team doesn't get to capitalize on it. And that's exactly what happened here.
Yes, and we're gonna see SOP with a 30-point lead into these last two races. So it is still very possible for 6C, one top four, maybe a two couple races, like a top three until like something else could do it, but SOP definitely gonna make that difficult by choosing Luncheon Tour. And
Yeah.
it looks like 6C is opting to try and burn Yoshi Lagoon, which I'm pretty sure is just an SOP track. I'm not sure about that one.
Yeah, Canyon Run is also an option simply because Pepe is against you, but Lunch and Tor is going to be the pick here. 30 points down. This is your last chance if you're 6C to try and get back into this match. Otherwise, we will see a match 3 between both of these teams here. A lot closer of a match than anticipated, but definitely one that I'm happy to see here. Brody, Box and 5 only getting single red, unfortunately, so Dacia's bomb not connecting. Zilla actually getting Pepe out immediately. Red breaking onto Dacia, but slowing him down enough that Brody still stays in fourth regardless. Zilla getting bumped out a little bit there by Pascal. Does seem to be 1-3 on the side of SOP so far. SOP's bagger falling off the track. I do believe that was 4th in 10th, so still pretty decent positions. If you're 6th sense, any amount of shrooms, any amount of mega in 4th could absolutely make or break this race so far.
Yeah, you just have to wonder from the side of SP if they're actually going to play to try and like make it like they get that winning race to make it to where 6C just can't win in race 12 or just try and go neutral here. I feel like they're just going for that big race to just make it impossible to win. So probably going to be more riskier plays on the side of SOP to just keep Brody and Zilla just at bay here with Pascal and his backs. As you can see, Brody's not really in a position to do anything but snipe these nanas, which I don't think he's gonna get off. But we do see a TC for whoever's in 4th. I'm not sure if that's Dazia or no, that's actually a 6C member in 4th with the TC. That's gonna be
Yeah,
very
unfortunately so.
detrimental for them now.
And once again, no shroom before the cut. That is 3 times on our POVs that we saw a 60 member being in a position to potentially pull a shroom to get up there and simply not getting what they need. And
Yeah,
as we enter the
Thunder
final
actually taking the
segment,
cut in first as well to like maintain that first break. Dazia with the mega. So Brody really has no unless Ford pulls a shock since he was in 10, Brody really just doesn't have a chance of breaking into this at all.
yeah, no, it is going to be a top 3 on the
Yeah, he
side of
does clip the wall as
SOP.
well. That's
Yeah,
it.
filling the ending strat. That is GG's for this match too. That is a win on the side of SOP, and we will go for a match 3 between those two teams, ladies and gentlemen. Massive play there, massive plays, plural, on the side of SOP, just being a lot more dominant, a lot more confident than we saw them during match 1. There was definitely feels like there was a switch that was flicked mid-match there for these guys here.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. They in the whole 4th GP, I would like, or like 4th GP, the 3rd GP, 4th race, whatever. In the whole 3rd GP, I feel like SOP just like really, really locked in for like how they want to play their races and has been able to just dictate the races with just their play style, and it shows tremendously. It's technically still possible for 6C. I'm pretty sure, but it's not gonna be without all run. I don't know if they're gonna
Yeah,
go for it or they're probably just gonna choose to opt to burn for a track. So
yeah, just gonna have to
actually, let me
burn.
check the rep chat real quick. Nobody forfeited, so
No,
it looks like they're gonna try and go for the burn.
I did check out of curiosity, but no, it is most likely going to be the either Canyon Run or Yoshi Lagoon, as we've seen them pick during the previous one. Dark Matter Shrine, also an option there, really technical track that a lot of players might not be as comfortable with, and in pretty common spots as well. It is going to be the Dark Matter Shrine burn. Unfortunately, for SOP, you're not getting that extremely strong track in 2-3. Gonna have to simply watch as it is burned by the enemy team in this. Frankly, uh, pointless might be a bit harsh, but the result of this match has already been decided at SOP, putting this to a game 3 off the back of some great individual plays and some great power item play. Both shocks, pows, everything along those lines. Great Nana by Brody as he is immediately bumped off the track. Either way, though,
But
Brody, for the time being, stuck with that start in the mid pack. Both backers still going backwards for their second lap, and I do think. Did I just see? No, Ford is going forward either way. I'm kind of need
yeah,
to at this point, and Brody's out.
oh yeah. Well, on the bright side, if you're 6C, you don't have to play Dark Matter Shrine match 3. But it's not looking good for them either way. It's very not looking good for them, especially with Psycho just sitting in 10th. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, definitely not something you want to see there. Most likely spelling curtains for 6C just by default here. Most likely a Psycho. Definitely a shock with this point. But yeah, Dark Matter Shrine, as we mentioned, definitely an extremely strong track pick. That what
Dear
was that
God.
bump? That is an
And Brody just
insane
getting
bump.
bumped on the track twice.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Zilla's just having the freest run in first that I've seen in my entire life. Does anyone have that meme of the fucking like army lifting a platform that's with like a couple in a really nice house? That's Brody and Zilla. This 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 race definitely feels like it. But yeah, either way, overall, because I do want to use this opportunity. Okay, we just go for the low trick in fucking matches, I guess. I do want to use this opportunity to talk about just how well SOP have played this entire match overall. Definitely showing a lot more confidence than they have during match one, being willing to take a few more risks to get into that first position and keep it against the dynamic duo of 6C and just managing to really take advantage of having still a lot of running power here. Remember, you have Dacia, who's considered one of the best custom track DTRs of all time. You have Pepe, former Division One champion. You have Thunder and Pascal, both players that have extremely strong and deep running experience. And using this pool of talent there to make sure that you can fight off uh, the the dynamic duo of Zill and Brody definitely is really important in this matchup. And right as I say that, we see that Zillow once again, only member of this entire match to break 100 once again, MVPing for the entire match. It definitely feels like he's showing up for finals, but unfortunately, not enough to win this match two on his own.
Yeah, SOP seeming like they realized their mistakes with just frontal presence in general and just working around that greatly. 6C, you can say they kind of got unlucky with some of their pulls, like TC's in third a lot for them. Not as many blues this match, however, but I feel like they really just got outplayed in most of the scenarios they were in. So
Yeah,
really, I
definitely.
think SOP's goal was just trying to keep Brody and Ziller at bay and just be able to just take advantage of it just through that, and it just worked out. So Brody and Ziller probably gonna have to try and go safer with plays and just maybe just have a little bit more teamwork with their plays too, because it's been like most of the races it's been them solo just up there just by themselves, and everybody else has just been in no man's land for 6C. It's always one just something else, but if they can just get like more players into the front with their frontal presence, then I'm pretty sure they can have a better chance of like they did in match one of just being able to just be winning, you know?
Yeah, definitely feels like Ivan and Artie have been less of a presence. That Ivan, especially compared to match one, has been a lot less of a presence than he was during match one. There were a lot of cases during match one where I could name Ivan being in the top four, being up there for a sixth sense. It felt as if he was a lot more held back during that match too. So hopefully that can change during match three and allow sixth sense to close things out and keep that winning streak of CTL that they've got going.
Yeah, especially. And you do want to see Artie, Artie's still one of the players that like do most of the backslagging work, but you do want to see him try and get up there as well. I feel like he's like I think he's Mario Kart World coded a bit still, but he's personally said it in chats that he's just coded for World at the moment, so he's not really in the depth of Wii, which is why I was curious when they subbed him in, but
Yeah.
I think if he's
Eric,
able to just show up and he do his job match three, then there's a very good chance 6C could just take it away. Especially if Ivan turns back on and activates with those frontal spots, being that support role.
I feel like Mark, like since we're talking about it, I do think Artie's playstyle overall is better suited for Mario Kart World just because schlagging and just overall like hitting people out has a much bigger place in World than it does in Wii, where the raw 1v1s and mechanics kind of take over at some points. But yeah, it definitely feels like it was maybe a bit exaggerated at points to the point where I frankly don't believe I saw Artie in top three like more than 3 times that entire war, if I'm being honest.
The only spot I could name you is when he dodged on Castle of Time.
Yeah,
That's
that's
about
the only one.
it.
That's the only one I could name as well, and I didn't want to be mean, so I rounded it up a little bit. But yeah, SOP still getting that win, getting that 32-point lead after race 12. Great plays by them. Overall, they have the confidence, they have the momentum now. All they need to do is close it out.
Yeah, and do you want to take another break before match three begins? Maybe go refill your water cups or just go get something to eat. Be like Thunder
Poss
and go to a McDonald's mid match.
Maybe not McDonald's, but maybe a little bit of a pick me up just to make sure that I stay alive for the for the last match. Uh,
Yes, we cannot
match
lose our D1 yapper here.
a very important D1 happen, but yeah, I will. Uh, I will allow casters, viewers alike, to just take two really quickly as our players are getting ready for match three. So see you guys in just a little bit. And we are back right on time for the match three start of this CTC Season 2 Division 1 Grand Finals match 3 here that was definitely not expected by me. I gotta admit, I fully expected 60 to take this in 2, but more than happy to cast this
Holy
final match
glaze.
alongside you. Okay, look.
I'm like, why do you start everything off with, oh, I expected 60 to take a 2-0. Nobody expected that, bro. No, nobody. Who? Who?
The people that predicted in chat expected a 2-0 from the betting that was
They're
going
AI
on.
generated.
Okay, but in all seriousness, starting off with a Christmas court there, classic 1-3 pick coming out of 6 cents for this first race here, and they have a lot to fight for here as they lost match 2 in a pretty significant fashion with SOP ending up 31 points ahead by the end of the 12 races. Good back on that fib there, not going to connect onto anyone just yet. We do see Artie taking the cut on the right side should be top 2 if he doesn't end up getting sniped out here. It doesn't seem to be the case. Red will not connect either, so 6 cents in top 2, top 3 even, as Brody makes his way up the pack. So great start from 6 cents with Ivan also making his way up there. Did everyone fall off in the back? What's the pack split between top 4 and bottom 4? Are 60 top
Hey,
4?
I have no idea, but I do know I was looking at the
No,
baggers
Daisy.
and
Daisy has 4.
Four did
Daisy has
fail to
4.
rail Scott, so Psycho is gone 10 at the moment.
Quite
So a little
unfortunate
lifeline for
board.
SOP of all these 60 tops.
Brody trying to hit him out, but Dacia, the Greek net once again, doing a lot there. That is an early shock, I assume from SOP.
Yeah, definitely SOP, but Thunder just chained a TC after dodging.
Yeah, so that's
So
going
unfortunately for him, he's probably dead, and it's not going to be that much effective.
going
Dazer
to be
also
very much
getting hit
top 3.
out
Oh
beforehand.
wow, Brody going so wide.
That's just insult to injury. At this point, if you're SOP, you have to hope Psycho can pull a second because the bagging battle is back even. But you also probably hoping for like 5 blues or something like unrealistic. So it's kind of just scratched, to be honest with you,
Yeah,
from the way it looks.
for once it seems like our first race is going to be an extremely one-sided one. Both of our previous matches ended up with a race that is won by barely a few points, and here it looks to be shaping up to be a fairly nice top 3 for 6 cents here as we go across the halfway point of this lap 3. There's a mega behind by Pascal, but no shock to come. And there's the first blue, but it seems like Zilla still in second place, still having enough of a lead to really not matter as we expected, really. And for now, unless we see an immediate shock with Pascal dodging or a second blue, it is going to be top 3 for this very first race of match 3 on the side of 6 cents.
Yeah, 6E clapping back from that GP3 SOP had with just top 3 in general. Zilla, everybody knows Christmas Court is like a good running track for if you're starting first. So Zilla able to just keep that first, even though he got blued, he was still enough in ahead to just like stay in second. So we also did see Ivan up there, I'm pretty sure, who ended up getting first. So Ivan actually coming back alive, as you mentioned that in his last match, he was just nowhere to be found after match 1, but he is to be found in this one. So it is looking. Oh, it's actually Artie. Ivan's still not found, guys. I lied. Artie actually coming back
I
and
didn't want to
actually being
spawn too,
seen
but yeah.
for once.
Yeah,
You know,
Artie,
I
we
did say
we
that Artie should like probably have more frontal presence. He did. He did.
yeah,
He did get
props
back
to
up
him.
there. So props to
Props
him.
to
You
him.
know, taking on a new role in his life.
That's a
But it's
crazy
okay because he
juxtaposition there,
did.
Sid.
Okay, he did do his job. Did support Zilla in second. Brody also being able to slag, get those slag works in, just so their top 2 could run away and have a bigger break. So props to him as well. Overall, 60. Ivan probably did take a role in the bottom spot, just like griefing, but well played from 60 regardless. A good try off of the shock from Psycho though. You have to say. It's just unfortunate that Thunder literally got a TC. I feel like anything else in that race probably could have been different if he just got something else, but
Yeah, absolutely.
kind of just
Definitely feels
unfortunate,
like
you know.
it definitely feels like if Thunder pulls like even a single red or something like that race goes an entirely different direction and chaining immediately into Banshee Boardwalk as well. Really good, another really good running track for 6 cents. And this time we might not wait long to see the momentum swing hard into one team's direction here, Norn.
Yeah, if you're SOP in this position, it's very important to try and get an item box in general, just because they're just so the track is so skinny, you rarely have opportunity. It does look like Thunder is trying to take advantage of that, and he does end up getting in the first somehow. I think he drafted RD,
Ooh, potential side
but
red there. Gotta be careful. Red being chucked out, immediately gonna connect. Yeah. Thunder most likely not even having the time to pull out his protection there. Zilla TC not going to connect. And
he's not going to be able to
unfortunately,
pass Brody here with that. Yeah, he's not
oh,
passing that. There's no
with
way.
the full drift, maybe?
He does
Oh, it was
stop Pepe
close.
though, so actually good benefit off the TC.
Yeah. With the drift being so long there, you have so much time to catch up with the TC, so not too surprised to see that happen. Brody getting to first place off of it, but SOP not far behind. That is Thunder and Pepe right behind him, and there's the
Ooh, as
blue
you say
shell.
that, the curse.
Caster's Curse strikes quick, and it
Oh, I think
strikes
he gets mega. Dear
fiercely
God.
fast. Mega also happens right after. And that
Pascal
is
is gone in eighth for some reason, but the baggers, I don't know who had the advantage there, but the bagging battle is still close. Actually, as I said, one bagger goes forwards. Well,
I do believe was it Ford going forward?
we saw Ford's name, so we're gonna just assume it was him. I'm not entirely sure. We're
Yeah,
probably just gonna have to wait till the runners pass him again, but if that even happens,
gonna have to see. Oh no,
but
a little bit of a fail there on the side of Zilla, running fail,
yeah,
and top three now on the side of the
a
on
little
the side
buffer from
of
Brody's screen, and the tides have changed. But Ivan with triple reds actually showing up. He's gonna try and get Dazer out, failing the 2-1s, but I think the third should connect. Actually, it just did not. I don't know what happened
what?
there.
Yeah, this is a what is Dacia's net moment. Oh
Dazer with
my
the Middle
god,
East point of view, and Zilla actually blowing himself up in the
what
process.
the? Yeah, that
I'm
is.
not sure what's happening,
I've made that
but
joke. I've made that joke numerous times in cast before, but this is like peak Dacia internet right there. Like,
yeah, but the only benefit that this does give six, oh my god, that this does give 6C is that they oh well, never
oh, and
mind. They
there's an
have no more
SOP
benefits. Their
and
benefits
there's
are
an
gone.
SOP dog, and that's going to be Pascal in third. And it looks like instead of the momentum swiftly shifting into a team's favor, SOP immediately, and I mean immediately, clapping right back and allowing and just getting right back to business. And oh my goodness, how
He passes
is
that.
he alive? Okay, but yeah, SOP
Daisy
immediately
actually
getting
getting
back on.
last out of that. SLP getting a bottom two out of that somehow. um, okay,
That's
top two, bottom two for SOP. So that race is actually, it just looks like CTC just took control at the last two sets and just actually managed to make that like not that good for SOP in the end.
Ivan hitting out Pascal most likely. Unfortunately, we didn't have eyes on that, but yeah, most likely getting Pascal out of the way and thankfully preventing Six Sense from immediately losing the entire lead that they had going into race two.
So what is that? Only a +3 for SOP that race when all that happened. If that, I think that's the highest you can get with top two, bottom two, or like a +5 at minimum. But
Plus five
I
most
don't
likely.
remember scores.
+3 most likely, yeah, given the fact that Ford did get 9. But yeah, you gotta consider Pascal going all the way from third to eighth, even considering the fact that ACR got seventh. That is that is a 14-point swing just off rip. So
Yeah, so honestly, good on 6C for just whatever they did to Pascal, it saved their race very, very drastically.
yeah,
But if
absolutely.
you're SOP, you definitely feel like through all those altercations, lap three, you probably should have got more out of that than what you just did.
Yeah, it seems weird that it's so dominant and suddenly you end the race and you're barely closer to closing that gap than you were like 2 seconds ago. And Canyon
We do
Run,
see a
there
cannon run. I think
the
Pepe was
Pepe
in first, so I assume he's just gonna run this.
yeah, the Pepe special, as we call it, as we've been calling it for years at this point, pretty much a classic PRS track that SOP have adopted for Pepe's benefit here. And yeah, as you mentioned, he was in first, and he is going to stay in first for a lot. Never mind.
Actually,
My
no,
goodness,
Brody accidentally spamming a shroom.
that's that was a crazy snipe from Brody. Actually, like that side green, genuinely unreal. Does he head out? And
Yeah,
he
I
hit
don't.
out Thunder as well. Not good enough to get him. He hits him again. Oh my God, Brody!
And then he gets triple reds. Oh my,
Okay, well,
Brody. Not my. Okay, so it's gonna dictate through Brody's sheer presence and willpower that he does actually get his team in the top three. So he actually backed someone off as well. This guy's doing too much.
and Zillag has two shrooms in first. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm.
Yeah, I was gonna say like a mistake from Brody for just like spamming that shroom instead of just holding it for the cut there, but he just like actually worked around it. So
He
fair play
absolutely
off of
makes up
him.
for it. Absolutely makes up for it. And those backs alongside already in third could be absolutely lethal. Zilla just stays in first the entire race. Uh, but yeah, that is. just a massive play from Brody overall. I was about to say that first Nana doesn't really change much, and then immediately chaining into the second one to get Thunder off, like that's just unreal.
Yeah, and then with the result of that, Zilla's just gonna actually fall off in first. Um,
It's fine. It's fine. He's still in first. He's still in first. That's fine.
it is. It's kind of fine, but it's not really anymore because if SOP does pull a blue, as you know, Zilla did have a shroom when he fell off, so
Yeah,
Zilla is
it's
not
fine.
going to be able to avoid that now.
We're not gonna see blue. We're not gonna see blue. Trust the
Yeah, so
process. Trust the process.
60 hoping that SOP doesn't pull a blue in the process, but regardless, Zilla's still in first. The lead is not as massive, but he does his best at throwing it. But he's gonna keep it for now. We'll see what happens. I'm not sure what's happening with the bagging battle. The casting thing is kind of in the way. So
They're still at the set, so it should not have been pulled just yet. I would be very much surprised if it was. But yeah, Zilla should still stay in first. If there's a blue, well, unfortunately, get rid of that. But for the time being, should stay in first in top two for now. Artie still close behind them at the very least in third or fourth. Oh, never mind. Ivan actually in third now, as Artie is further behind. Thunder trying to fight off that third place. Deep Pow not going to do that much. Zilla
Zilla
is going to
actually target
pokey.
pound into the pokey.
Zilla is going to
Okay.
pokey. So that is going to be. Ooh, that
Oh,
is
Thunder got
Thunder
rid of
red.
that on the line.
So that is
Yeah,
top
so it's
two
gonna be
five.
a top. Yeah, it's still a good race for 6C in the end. Um,
I
if you're
know
Zilla, you're definitely battering yourself for failing that
I know
100%. But
Zilla's getting flamed in call right now. I know he is. But
no
but
pressure failing the balloon cut.
I genuinely no. Okay, but obviously, unfortunate for Zilla just getting teep out into the pokey. That could have been easy. That could have been a top three. So that top two five you absolutely still take. But obviously, the highlight of the race is Brody's insane start, just immediately side greening Pepe, and then the double man on Thunder, just getting him out immediately, and then just backing everyone. Brody just the amount of work he did in that race alone is absolutely monstrous.
He opened up a monstrous, like a huge window for his team, especially Zilla up there to just slide through with those triple rooms uncontested and just break away, even though he fell off. But it still was still good for them since Brody was just with him in that break because Brody just created the opportunity for just both of them to go away. Ivan coming up at the end was very big for them. The red Ivan got off on Thunder was also pretty huge for them to just secure that top two and into that winning race. So fair play off of the rest of 6C.
135
Just
still would have been
capitalize.
fun. 135 still would have been fine, but yeah, you absolutely take that if you're Ivan here. DS TikTok clock, pretty expected running track from a top 2-5 position. Crystal Dungeon from I assume simply Thunder from third there, trying to make his way up somehow, but TikTok clock is going to be chained, and I'm getting pretty scared for SOP. I gotta say, if TikTok goes the way of Sixth Sense, with how with how strong Sixth Sense have looked these first few races, especially their at the very least one of their star players in Brody. We're not going to talk about Zilla's performance last race. That's fine. That happens. Uh, but given how well Brody's been performing, if TikTok goes their way, it could already really be bad news for SOP at this point.
Yeah, if you're SOP right now, you're just trying to just play to get under that 20-point detrimental right now instead of trying to win because you still have two GPs left, of course. It's only race four, but they have been kind of doing a good job with doing that, even though like a
Oh,
lot
great
of
tip.
shit, Brody just like still activated here. A lot of things have just been going the way of just 6C in these first three races, but they're not that down, so they still have a will chance if they just honestly, I think their goal is just to get Brody out of first here, just pull a blue or something because it's just he's just doing too good and just griefing them too good at the moment.
Yeah, that immediate fib onto Pepe as well, not helping. Zilla somehow not getting rid of there. Never
Well,
mind.
he and they do double back and get him. Don't worry. 6E
Yeah.
actually bottom three, so actually a very big opportunity for SOP here if Psycho can land the shock maybe to just keep them at bay in bottom three, or if Pepe can just do some slag work to just like keep them there, but.
Both
They
backers
don't
did
really need
complete
huge.
on.
Oh, speaking of, there it is. Pepe
Great
doing his
double back.
job.
Yeah, great double back by Pepe there. Ivan chaining star. Both baggers going at the set at around the same time. Ooh, forced
Zilla
star
forced to use
there.
his start with the bomb.
Really
Pepe
unfortunate for
actually
Zilla
doing a
there.
great job.
You get the star off onto him? No, but you get a mega, which is equally as good, really, as 156 for now. If Brody is still in first after all of that, given the break that first has, I assume that is the case.
I
But yeah,
think he still is.
156.7 on the side of 6 cents there. Definitely not the race that you would want, but the one that you will take, given just how much Brody has done for you for the past 2 races.
Yeah, but well played off of Pepe for just being able to keep his team in, especially with that double back, keeping his team in 2-3-4, just so they could just hang on to that winning race, even if it's not by much. It's still a start to something. As we see, they still could have capitalized off of that race too. They're probably still thinking about that in the back of their mind, but being that they're able to get this 2-3-4, they should be back in the spirit to start getting something going. Maybe if the track goes in their favor here.
Yeah, should be around 20-point difference now. Yeah, 24, close enough. Brody still in first, 46-point GP for him, showing up in spades after 2 matches where he was maybe a bit further back compared to Zilla. Definitely showing up for the start of this one. GP1 going 60's way with 24 points, the biggest GP lead that biggest GP1 lead that we had toward the course of this best of 3. And Alpine Peak is going to be chosen there by 6 cents. For those that didn't pay attention, we did see the baggers go into positions 6 and 7 there for the bagging strat on that, and it is going to get picked by 6 cents here as we go into that GP2. Have to see how if Brody can hold on to that first place here. That first shroom cut is immensely strong. So any shrooms in 2-3 here can absolutely change the tide of that top spots here for Brody. Missing the trick as well, unfortunately. So gonna have to see if he can still hold on to that first place for now. Doesn't look like 2 or 3 went for it, so it should be a 6C member up there,
It actually
hopefully
looks like
for
everybody
Brody.
went around the shroom cut. Nobody
Oh,
taking
it
the shroom
does.
cut.
Oh, it does. No, you're absolutely correct. I thought my vision was just messing with me, but no, it does look like it. That is an insane hop on that pillar. What?
Regardless,
I'm
Brody pulling out some stuff we've never seen before, but Brody
yeah.
also still keeping the frontal presence. He's just been a problem for SOP.
That was
God almost took him out, but
extremely scary,
he's
dude.
still been a problem for SOP to just hit out. They've been struggling at doing this. He's just controlling that one spot down. This is what I feel like they were struggling with match 1 as well. Just being able to just break in. And Zilla with triple shrooms here is not going to make it any better for them.
Oh, that is absolutely going to be just him getting into, at the very least, that top 3, possibly higher. Oh, that is unfortunate for Artie. Hopefully he can pass it to Thunder. Thunder slowing down quite a bit, trying to get back up there, burning 2 shrooms there, trying to force himself into that third position there. Dacia battling it out with Brody in first, Pepe in fourth place. Ooh, going a little bit
Ooh,
too
Zilla
far to the
failing the wall
left.
bounce a little.
Ooh,
Oh, Brody,
how did that spiral
somebody,
though? Oh, he does get back up for it.
a, a bomb from out of nowhere. I'm pretty sure it was just a lag trail off Thunder's POV. Brody actually getting blued. Tried to back up and hit Dazer with him, but couldn't take him down. So that's actually like the thing I said last race that they just like SOP just needed just to break into that first. So SOP is actually going to be a majority of tops now with Pascal just trailing behind, probably holding a dodge. He's been back here for a while.
Yeah, Zilla burning the Mega there, just trying to chain for shrooms, trying to chain for something better. That's how we're certain that none of the baggers have the shock already. I say as I realize one of the baggers on upper path, which is definitely not something that you see unless one of them
Ooh,
has shock. So
Zilla with a
possibly,
huge blue pool as well, just now.
definitely so. That and that gets Pepe so high up in the air as well, so he loses even more time because of it. Unfortunately, Daisy,
Pepe pulled a shroom in
Zilla,
second actually, just there.
just
So
getting further ahead.
yeah, actually gonna hold on to third. Brody taking the shroom cut with Artie. So SOP hoping 60 doesn't pull a second blue out of nowhere, but
Ooh, triple shrooms. Triple green's not connecting either. Back red not connecting. With triple shrooms, yeah, choosing to just not take the trick and most likely is going to chain those to try and pass. Pepe going tight of him does manage to do so, but
Ooh.
triple greens is scary behind him as well. And then there's triple
Yeah,
reds.
Zella's dead for that. Played it a bit too risky, not getting that box there, and gets punished for it. And
And
Brody actually getting punished too for
getting
throwing his
power redded.
protection. Yeah.
I mean, at this point,
So
he's power redded either way. Does he get the draft off? Oh, he does.
he
Okay,
does
well,
get the
that
draft off.
it should
But
allow him
Pepe
to stay
should
in second, with Ivan possibly in fourth.
Pepe probably could have played that ending better to secure that winning race for SOP for sure. I'm not sure if he realized Brody was drafting or not, but well played off of Brody for actually salvaging that second still, even with the shock red or power
Oh no,
red. Either way,
absolutely. I do think Zilla was very greedy here to not go for the box as he was
I
shrooming
agree.
fast. That was very greedy of him.
But
Still though,
yeah.
2-4,
Ooh,
2-4-7-8. Yeah, Artie and Zilla just getting rolled off of that. Because you gotta remember, Zilla respawns there. Shock happens past the boost panels. Most likely means he's comboed again, doesn't have an item to dodge. And RD probably in a similar spot at this point. So yeah, definitely not a good race for Sixth Sense at this point. I do think they're definitely still ahead. Gotta remember, 2-4, still more than enough. Yeah, 15 points ahead as we are approaching the halfway point of the war, but definitely not a good race for Sixth Sense, and you're definitely happy that you're getting some form of momentum back for SOP.
definitely. That's definitely a good race for SOP, like or good for their momentum, especially with them having an actual decent point cut now. All I said they needed to do was just take out Brody, and they could just probably secure something good, and that's exactly what they did with that one blue shell they got. And especially with Brody like trying to back up, it makes him lose more time with that blue. So SOP kind of just needing to just keep going with this momentum. Eventually, they'll break through into the lead if they do. But we do see 6C getting their track pick of melting, which they're notoriously known for being good at.
Oh,
So
they were known, not, they were Norn, yeah, they were Norn. They were known to be extremely good at it back when the Shroomless was still a thing. So I'm interesting to see how well they perform on it without it, because
yeah, so
it
uh,
was a very common pick for them back then. Oh,
oh well, that's a good
Daisy,
start. Honestly,
Daisy,
fantastic, fantastic work from Brody supporting his team by being the first one to fall off. But for if you're SOP in this position, this track is basic. This race is just basically gonna feel like a hurdle. Zilla actually reading Ivan on accident.
Oh no, this is an
So
extremely bad start for a success. So they're
yeah,
TC
we
behind.
see people taking the shroom cut though, so tides could change here. But it is Pepe coming out this cut. Did he? I swear he just
And
got redded.
Red does not target him, it targets Daisy instead.
And he's
And
actually
so
gonna
is
bump
not.
Zilla off. So huge start for SOP. 6C kind of shooting themselves in the foot at the beginning here. Zilla not gonna be able to do anything with, or Brody not gonna be able to do anything with these reds, as he's near. I'm pretty sure only his teammates. So
Is
he's gonna have
it,
to
it
hold these for now.
it is still weird to me to not see them like swerving around to go for the cut.
Dude,
It's
I
still
know. We
weird.
need to add that back immediately at council, even though I'm a member of that. At
N-
council,
No, we do not. No, we do not. I'm more than happy with that not being the case.
please
But
come
either way,
back.
Brody pulling that mega in fourth there, and one of the backers is super far gone compared to the others, so going to be important to see. Already eating the nanas that were very obviously there. That's unfortunate. Uh,
Brody actually getting these reds in the third is actually huge because, as you know, the reds actually do not break in this beginning section at all until the cave. So
mm,
he doesn't opt
they
to throw
can
him,
break.
unfortunately. So he's not going to actually show that off. But I think the real risk reward factor here for Brody is what he's going to do with this mega. Because say SOP has shock and he goes for cutting this mega, if they use shock, he just TS'd and his race is just dead in the water.
I feel
So
like
like Omega not really that good on this track, but it's like perfect for his scenario if they don't have the shock.
we're gonna have to see it in the end, but it doesn't look like it. Should be first place, and he actually is shocked right out. That is absolutely a 6 cent shock, as Brody should be pretty much guaranteed first out of that mega in fourth there. Uh, getting into for and then getting that cut followed by the dodge should be a guaranteed first for him. Let's switch over POVs really quickly to Zilla, as Brody should be able to just stay up there and
Do we see a
for the time
star cut
being,
maybe? Nope.
maybe we're gonna have to see what he decided to go for. Using it fairly early,
I think he
just
tried to
trying.
star Psycho there, but it missed just barely. Psycho is in 10, so a second shock is still pullable technically on the cards, but I don't think it's going to be enough unless they can get it by the end for SOP. But Brody getting in the 1, 4J being that lifeline for them is going to be huge because 60 is currently bottom 30. I don't know how they got here, but they're here now.
Yeah,
Um,
unfortunately.
if you're SOP, you're probably just going to back off and fight for these mid spots and just back off at first. There's a blue that looks like it just got thrown by Artie. Zilla actually hitting there. 4J with another shock, it looks like. Unless that
And
was a
Artie
TS for one of the SOP members.
Artie did dodge, and it seems like he passed Thunder and Pepe as well. So there's a good chance that even with Zilla getting 8th, it's still a pretty decent race for Six
Yeah.
Sense overall, especially with Brody dodging there and getting in pretty much a free first place.
Yeah, note that we also didn't see Ivan. So Ivan actually could have gotten up there with Artie as well.
And yeah,
Yeah, he
one through
did.
four, there it is. Yeah, Artie dodging right at the end with that star, just getting him such a good race. And 60 are
Yeah,
right
so
back into the groove.
that race is definitely all 4J for 6E. 4J with that lifeline when they needed it the most. Gotta
Absolutely.
keep that secure. So good on 4J for bagging, getting those two shocks there. But for 6C, that could have gone way, way more worse, especially with how they played that beginning. So you would take that any day. So they're gonna put themselves back comfortably in that 20 plus lead. Oh, and apparently 6C's whole track list is now gone with that melting pick. So curious to see what they actually pick next.
Gonna have to see, but yeah, at this point, 26 points ahead for Six Sense. Not not above the 31-point threshold that I do like to mention, which guarantees that no matter what, you will still be ahead for the next race. But regardless, Ghost House and Crystal Dungeon, the picks chosen here, and it is going to be another new gen track. Heroes Ghost House is chosen. Shout out to Demons, creator of this track and good friend of mine. But yeah, really that whereas SOP this is the complete antithesis of what SOP usually pick as tracks, let's be honest. So gonna be interesting to see how it ends up working out for them. Granted, we have seen them play to a decent level in semis, so I assume they're obviously Division 1, still definitely pretty good at it, but I'm interested to see the difference between how those two teams played, and
Oh,
that's an
Brody
immediate
failing the
fail of
green.
the green cut. I'm gonna have to
But
see if you can catch up a little bit at the very least, and that's should definitely help.
but noting on cuts on this track, as you know, some cuts are actually like blocked off, or some faster routes are actually blocked off lap one compared to 2 and 3.
Mm,
And you also have to note about the ending cut. So the ending cut is usually what determines who gets what spot, and a lot of people tend to go around it. It is very very risky. But I think the beginning cut is the one that saves the most time when you have a golden or so. So I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure this race could like turn out in anybody's favor. But we do see Brody pulling another mega. He's probably gonna
Mega,
opt to hold this though.
yeah, Mega should be held for the race a little bit longer. I'm not actually sure what the bag medal is looking like at the moment, but for now, oh, that is a fall off on
Pas-
a.
Pascal actually falling off to the left of the track somehow, uncontested.
Yeah, it was an SOP
Not sure
member.
what happened there.
Wasn't certain, but yeah, it was an SOP member. Does he chain Mega here for the cut? Doesn't look like it. Yeah, no, simply chooses to hold it. Wants to potentially get a good dodge. Daisy should stay in first all throughout, simply due to the sheer lead that he's gotten throughout the course of this race. I doubt Zilla's going to be able to catch up. Ooh, good avoidance at the very least.
Yeah, Dylan not
Um,
even gonna be able to take like the green cut to get some minimal time save. But
hmm,
if he pulls a shroom at least, he could like get something going for him. But I doubt he will pull one as it is in second place.
I very
But
much
you
doubt
never
it.
say never with Zilla.
Gonna have to see. We do see
Yup,
some.
yup, yup. He's not gonna be able to catch up to Daisy with this as it was a late pull, but he does pull it in the end. So a little second place probably. TSing
Late
people.
shock there.
Oh,
Oh, I was
actually,
about to say late shock with one dodger. That's 2-4, 2-4-6 on the side of Six Sense. Small race, but definitely more even than it could have been. And you're still in the lead as we cross the halfway point of the war.
Yeah, you definitely take that if you're 60. A good salvage at the end by Brody with the dodge and 4J pulling that shock. You have to kind of wonder what's happening in the cycle in the batting department because I feel like he has been failing a lot of things this match.
Yeah, definitely not as
But
dominant as has been the past two matches. I absolutely agree in that regard.
but we do see SOP clinging on to like a 1-3-5, so it's not going to be that bad of a race for them. It's going to be a minimal gain, but it's better than having a loss, especially on a newer track. I don't really know how much these players are updated with the strats in terms of new stuff, but it's going to be a decent race for them to get under that 20 threshold yet again.
Yeah, still below that for the time being, still below the 20-point threshold now after this unfortunate race, but regardless, still a decent position for them. They have a whole GP. Just hold on to that lead, try and stick. Well, GP and a race really. They have a whole GP and one race to hold on to that lead as much as possible at this point. Once again, we've mentioned it last match. It is a bit earlier than last time, but at this point, if you can simply hold on to your horses, get your one top spots or two per race, and you can simply just win the match off of that. You just need to play it cool, play it safe, and it will be yours once again. BTS Bowser's Termination Station is picked by Sixth Sense. Once again, three separate tracks were picked all in one go. I assume a classic case of this track was good. Never mind, we found a better one right as you voted it.
It, I was looking away and I look back and this is what I see on my screen. I'm going to look away again. Actually, I'm not even going to comment.
You're making me so look at this either way. Zilla
No.
immediately bumped out of the way. Brody actually getting a shroom in first there, I assume a small fail on the side of Thunder. So getting that shroom, possibly gonna use it immediately on the first cut, just to avoid any potential retaliation there from the player behind him. Pretty easy cut. Well, actually, Dacia also having the shroom for the cut as well, so definitely not alone in that regard still. So,
Ooh, bad
ooh, there's
TC pull off of Zilla. What is Pascal's build doing? Zilla definitely this TC unfortunately does not last the cannon, so he is gonna get TC'd right before the cannon, unfortunately for him. But Daisy, I think the important battle for this race will be the Daisy or Brody battle to determine who gets this first, because there's not a lot Daisy can do in terms of hitting him out unless he pulls a shroom to take cut. He's gonna try though for sure, as we see him with the Nana that was close.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just a matter of trying to catch back up on the next few shortcuts here for Zilla and for the other members of Sixth Sense. As Brody should be able to hold on to that first for now. Um, oh, okay.
Ooh, actually a blue throne. It's gonna go for Dazia, so well played off of Brody, but I was gonna say it will cost him his first, but he does roll a shroom in second for making a play like that, I guess.
Yeah.
Brody definitely being favored by God this match, I have to say.
I mean, you have to like that blue play. I would expect this
No,
to be
that
a
blue
lot
play is
worse.
a must go for, especially with SOP being 2-3,
Yeah.
but
No,
it's
absolutely.
kind of unlucky for SOP with that because it should be a trade off to who gets first. Actually, a POW coming in,
Great
he
pow.
forces to go around, so good POW. So now it's just up to Pascal to just defend against him. He's going to try and be aggressive here. As you know, Brody does like being aggressive with his items. Will it backfire on him? It almost did.
Does not for the time being. And there's a
Pascal
little bit of a
actually
fail.
do Pascal
Ooh,
getting
great.
in cannon with them, I think.
Yeah, most likely. Still Brody though, getting into first off of the back of that, and should be able to stay up there. Zilla dodging as well,
I
though.
think Brody or I
Oh,
think
never
Brody
mind. Top
actually
three.
put lag push Pascal out after the
Yeah,
cannon.
most likely. Yeah, that's top three on the side of Sixth Sense. Zilla taking the cut, letting RT go around, seeing those triple reds that he's pulling. But yeah, unless there is a gigantic blue or something along those lines onto Zilla right at the end, that should be another massive race for 6E and break past the 31-point threshold we were talking about.
I would like to know it was almost a top four. Ivan did try and go for a shroom on the mushroom, but he fell off. I think he might have landed that. I think he was gonna shroom up after, and it would have been top four gone. But Still well played from 6C that race with the shock. I don't know. I I noticed when Pascal got in the first after that POW, 6C were actually 2-3-4, which is why he slowed down in the second to get into cannon. But I think he I think he underestimated Brody's lag with the cannon and actually got lag bumped forward and hit out by Artie.
There's a very good chance of that happening. Yeah, top 3-6 still, regardless. I've been not getting off of it. And that is now a lead of up to
That
where's the
should
bud?
be
I
like in the
think it's up
30, the
up
30
to
or 40
40.
threshold.
40
Yeah.
points exactly. So yeah, past the 31 point threshold. The last GP is now underway. Brody out of 96 points, 40 points ahead of his second teammate individually. Masterful
Yeah.
performance by him, and at
I
this
think you
point,
can tell Brody does want to win.
yeah, definitely so. And at this point, one or two more races, and it looks like it might be curtains for SOP here.
Yes, if you're SOP, you're probably in like a position where you're more pressured now because you're running out of time with one GP left to like come back. But you're also probably thinking, what can we get huge races on? It's not anything small anymore. Anything small just won't do. And they're gonna opt to stick with Crystal Dungeon, just sticking with what they've been trying to get, and they actually will pay off and get it this time. So we'll see how this one works out for them. As you know, this is a very, I wouldn't say it's well rounded. It's just very based off of who gets shrooms and what spot in the first set.
Yeah, pretty much so. As well as who can get a really good cut at the starts, but that's definitely more so just player skill rather than just uh how the track is played in general. But yeah, any shrooms here will absolutely be vital when it comes to the main shroom cut of the track. I'll, gonna have to see if Brody can maybe pull one in the mid pack there. We see a lot of SOP up there at this point though. 2-3, pretty freely, if anything. Gonna have to see if Brody can pull anything to contest that. And triple shrooms is going to be exactly the pull that is needed to pass
Ooh,
Pape here, stay into first place, and keep this whole tradition going of either Brody or Zilla just being in first place at the end of lap one.
I will say, depending on what Brody pulls here, if he pulls a fib and Pepe gets a red, it could be a greedy, but I assume Pepe might be holding on to a shroom based off how he's been playing it safe. So I'm pretty sure Brody's gonna probably be aggressive and try and back him because he knows he's holding that shroom, as you can see here. And he actually does end up messing him up a little bit. Actually hits a Nana because he's looking forward. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Pepe probably
really.
going to take another shroom cut here though. Yep, he does. Already does as well though. So 60. Ooh, shot coming out for. I think it was SOP.
Yeah, most likely SOP, all things considered. Zilligan choose to hold on to that Mega, not wanting to uh, use it to get back to his size early on. Not necessarily on the trampolines. Plus,
Yeah,
another shock is full
especially
during the
knowing this
earlier
is
phase.
like
Oh my goodness.
yeah, knowing this is just a huge spot for his Mega to be in, because this is not. If you're on the side of SOP, you're not expecting him to first try a Mega and fourth after that shock. But it's definitely gonna be a good counter for if they try and use a shock, if they magically do get a second one, because you know the strike is sitting, so it's kind of lucky if you do get one.
Yeah,
But he probably will end up actually almost breaking in the first with this, depending on he gets a red as well. Yeah, that's gonna be a
yeah,
beautiful trade off for him.
yeah, definitely appreciated. Bomb goes
Ooh, the
wide.
bomb actually slowing him down, but he's
Oh,
getting
and there's the
blued
blue
too.
shell.
Oh my god.
Does he
The
make
tide's
it?
actually turning for Zilla here.
Okay, still gets second.
He
Never
does
mind,
get
gets
hit
sniped as well.
too.
Is that top four? No, Ivan is
He
in fourth.
no, they're bottom. Jesus, but that's
That's
definitely
four,
a top
five,
two for
seven, 4,
SOP.
5, 7, 8, 1, 3, 6. It pretty much just canceled the previous race that we just got.
Jesus Christ, yeah. So unfortunately, Zilla's play of holding the Mega there, even though even if it was a lucky Mega, him first trying a red as well is kind of lucky, but he does get sent to the Shadow Realm quite after that.
Yeah,
So
it
a
was good.
little top
It
two
was
for SOP.
it was good avoidance on him for the most part, but that blue just put him in a horrendous spot and then just immediately greened out of the way. So 60 still having the advantage, still having the lead. as we go into race 10, but definitely a really good start to closing that gap altogether.
Yes, for sure. As we see, SOP is only down 33, so they got like a almost 10-point deficit off of that race alone just because of that ending. That could have been very, very bad with Zilla getting first and them actually not getting anything that race. So you will definitely take that. But
Yeah.
still, time is ticking with 3 races left. They still need something to just cut this deficit in half. I feel like if they don't get to like a under 15-point deficit by race like 12, they're probably not going to be in a good position to win it.
Yeah, and Yoshi Lagoon is finally getting picked there. We've seen this being picked by SOP since the start of the war. This is their de facto uh, boomer running track pick. I'm going to call it like that, CT boomer track pick right there. And yes, this is coming from someone that plays in IF.
This is the Pascal track pick. It's not even Boomer at this point. It's
Yeah.
just him.
Either way, pretty common track pick for them. Really technical first part of the track, and then mostly just raw running. Zilla in a pretty decent position already. Great cut there, getting into second right behind Pascal, and possibly gonna use that green to get him out immediately, but that is thrown way too late to do any amount of damage here. Some
Two
cut
people
takers
take the
there.
rock cut.
Brody and I believe Dacia, if I'm not mistaken, and great
Ooh,
double back there. Is Brody off the
and
track?
RD
He
gets hit
is.
by the fib as well. Ooh, that's so bad. A good ricochet from Daisy bumping Zilla, making Zilla and Brody bump each other there, and then RD hitting the fib that Zilla dropped. So SOP is going to be in a comfortable top 2 for now, unless somebody pulls a shroom or triple reds. But
Yeah, you're
it
gonna
does look
need
like
shock
Pepe
to be
shrooming
called
up. So
early.
yeah,
You're gonna
I
need
don't
shock
know
to
what's
be called
happening with
early.
the bagging battle. It is fairly even. They do get a blue, so that's a start for them.
They just
Oh, but
respawned
Zilla getting bugged
recently.
out is not that good. Oh, and
Oh,
he
you
failed the
missed the
dot.
POW.
Yeah,
What is
that's
going
actually gonna
on?
be horrible.
Zilla,
We do
I
see one of the baggers jumping off here, so I don't know who's in 10. It looks like 4J in 10 is what it looked like.
yeah, possibly. They respawned recently, so I doubt that they have it still. There was only one set between their respawn and right now. Did one of the baggers
Yeah,
hit a Nana, I suppose?
yeah,
But either way, at this
not
point,
sure,
if you're Sixth Sense,
but
you need your bagger to pull it here. There's no way you get
no.
that top 3 out of SOP, especially if you start doing things like that.
Yeah, we did see a glimpse of the name, so 4J is gonna be the 1 in 10. I'm pretty sure. I think Psycho fell off in the cave,
Oh,
so
and there it is.
a bit of a lifeline for 6C. But Zilla pulling this TC is actually gonna be so bad. But he
Does
does
cut
give
for
it
the
to Thunder,
Thunder,
so
and he is most likely going to run him out after there. Brody chaining in 5, pulling that POW. Possibly T powing on cut. We're gonna have to see what he decides to go for. Possibly your best option at this point. You don't really, not really much to do
yeah,
except try and salvaging here. T powing
and
Pascal.
even then,
Can't
that
do that
T-Pow
way.
was not even that good. Brody driving into the wall for some reason before he uses that. But the issue that 6C has right now with these spots is that even if Ford does pull a shock, they're not really in a position to like capitalize off it because look how far SOP's top 2 is.
Oh no, absolutely. Like at this point, it's too far gone to go for anything along that top 2. You just need to go for 3, 4, 5. You need to go for those sorts of plays. There's the rock cuts. Almost ended up horrendously, but we're good.
Yeah, yeah. And we see Ivan with TC as well, but he does pass it off, so that's actually huge for
Has
6C. Oh, is Pascal actually backing Zilla? So yeah, that
oh
top 2 is just gonna be good. There's no way of catching that now.
yeah, definitely not. Even with a blue, even with the shock potentially on their end, that is simply going to be a 3, 4, 5 attempt on the side of the 6C here.
I am surprised that 6C hasn't used a shock yet, if they do have it, but I'm not sure what's going on.
I do not believe so, but yeah, that is going to be 3 even race overall, and gotta admit, some are not making this easy, but I don't think they're big enough races to matter so far because at this point, that is, if it is top 2 bottom 2, it's less than 5 points at this point, or close enough, and that's nowhere
We
near
do
enough
see
to fill in
Ford
the curve
failing the
gap.
mushroom.
Don't worry about
But
it.
yeah, yeah, Ford bagger points are probably going to end up mattering in the long term here as well with SOP getting these minimal races. as we can see. But I feel like Pascal getting that TC pass to him was a turning point for 6C that race to actually getting like making the deficit not that bad considering how SOP played that.
Yeah.
So good on Ivan for getting that TC pass for sure.
No, absolutely. That could have been really disastrous there if a top three, if Pascal just didn't receive that TC. But yeah, the 6C now up 30 after that. Last two races, and at this point, one more race. Not 28, sorry, my mistake. Bagger points were wrong on the previous one, but yeah, a single winning race for 6C, and it's guaranteed curtains, and it's yet another banner won by this dynasty of CT performance.
Holy glaze! But we do see everybody with 6C on a medal at the table currently.
Yeah, is it glazed if it's literally statistically correct? Is it glazed if it is genuinely just correct?
Yes, glaze is glaze, bro. You can't avoid
Okay,
glaze.
okay. I'm getting flamed at 2 in the morning. This is great.
Yes, yes, you are. And
Okay.
you know what I'm also about to flame this track pick because who chooses this? Like I know
Wait,
SOP chose Wetland Woods, but like we do not want to see this. What is this?
this is the oldest
Oh, and
track
of
known to
course,
man.
clean spawns in the chat. Yeah, weird.
This is the oldest track known to man. In all seriousness, though, immediate TC compared to triple reds on the side of Pepe, there are definitely a pretty big difference. As Zilla is just gonna be stuck in the back for a little while. Let's switch over to Brody here in sixth place. Gonna need that box. Try and get back up to SOP, who are all in top 5 at this point. Ooh, Pepe actually getting hit out there. Not exactly sure by what. Seems like Artie is doing quite a bit of work up there. Brody making it all the way up to fourth. Ivan up to 5. Artie seriously up of that. Just backing those two alone might have just saved the race altogether. And then getting Pascal out as well. Artie just doing so much work. 235 now on the side of 6 cents. And that's an unfortunate back red, but both backers still respawning. One of them has made the strat back. Not exactly sure who, but that is a deceptively hard bagging strat to make. So not too surprised by that. Zilla somehow lives
Zilla
that.
actually avoiding that TC is huge because he does have the blue. I'm
Yeah,
not sure. Based off him
that's what
holding
people
it,
love to do.
I think Artie might actually have broken in the first.
It definitely seems to be the case here. Swerving a little bit to try and prevent Thunder from getting any items to catch back up, but I do think at this point he has either Shrooms or Dodge, the item necessary to really take care of that. Uh,
Yeah, one of the
I
backers does have, as we see both of them fighting
Oh,
forward.
that
So
is
I'm not sure which
Bill.
one it is.
Surely it would have been called by this one
Yeah, I
if
think
it
it
was
might
a
be
shock.
6C
Yeah, and
who
actually
has the shock.
the bill forces him around. That is going to be a huge race from 6C. It's If I'm not mistaken,
Yeah,
that is GG's altogether, and that is 6C
yeah, that might honestly
winning.
be GG's.
That's 6C winning yet another Division One finals, despite the hardships that were shown during this best of three. I wait to see the results screen to make sure that I'm not saying some utter nonsense, but given the
Well,
fact that the
nonsense, but
blue,
I'm pretty sure Artie did show up that race and do his job
yeah,
fantastically. So
I do
then
think
that's what single-handedly saved them.
Ivan was up there as well, but yeah, already just so much work this race, just getting literally 3 people out within the span of like 2 turns, which is absolutely insane. Like getting both Pepe and Thunder out, Pepe and Thunder out with that during the stream, and then backing Pascal as well on the entrance to the cave, and just allowing the entire rest of the team to catch up. I forgot this is a 60-second result tree. And there we go. Yeah, top 2
Yeah,
5. That is curtains. That is GG's. That is yet another Division One banner on the side of Six Sense.
I have to like question what went through the mind of SOP to even try and pick Wetland for a comeback track. That track is so terrible. Like I don't. There's not a. The problem with that track is there's not a lot of opportunity to even catch up outside like the first section, especially with the water section and that big cut in it at the end existing. You're kind of just shooting yourself in the foot if you don't play the beginning perfectly, which unfortunately for them already just played it better.
Yeah, no, he did just play it
So
better overall.
they just kind of just shot them in the foot from there on out. And with them pulling two Bills that race as well, Bill is just not great on that track at all.
Yeah, that we're just picking random tracks for the last one. Please don't pick Pipe Underworld. I don't want to sit for 4 more minutes because of that. Yeah, but yeah, in all seriousness, congratulations to Six Sense for definitely showing up match 3. Match 1 was the closest of them all. SOP definitely showing up match 2, but Six Sense showing why they have so many banners under their belt. And we're going to be sticking around for 4 more minutes. Great, thanks, guys. No mercy for the casters.
Yay!
But yeah,
Well, for
overall,
you,
just
it's only 8 p.m. for me, buddy. You're cooked.
yeah, I am cooked. I do know that one. But yeah, in all seriousness, just overall great performance from them. Lot closer. Credit to SOP. They did not manage to beat Six Sense during the regular season, but they did manage to get their round during this best of 3. So great job to them. But obviously, just Six Sense showing up when
You
it
know,
matters at on match 3 at the end there, up 50
this
points.
does make me upset. It means ChatGPT was correct.
Oh shit, you're right.
Well, damn.
Oh no.
But I do feel like this whole entire match three, we've just seen just more from 6C than what we saw from SOP match two. I don't know if SOP ran out of like steam or energy or anything, but like there was only like two races this whole match that they just showed up and that was about it. Everything else was just kind of mid. And
Yes.
with how they played match two, you gotta think they can do like so much better than what they performed here.
I'm not sure if the issue is the mental or if part of it is maybe due to track picks, because gotta remember, Sixth Sense chained they chained TikTok Clock into Alpine Peak, into Melting, into Ghost House, into BTS.
Yeah, they did chain a lot, so it's kind of unfortunate. I don't think track picks has been on the side of SOP in this whole best of threes at all. So
Not actually sure how I haven't counted them during match 2, but it definitely felt that match 1 and 3, yeah, they were definitely in favor of Sixth Sense. Granted, I do believe that if you want to call yourself the best team, you need to have the track depth necessary to make that a non-factor. But I will not deny the fact that Sixth Sense has had the tracks necessary to pull off, especially on match 3. Definitely had the momentum necessary to pull off such a dominant win here.
yeah, I wouldn't even like call it track depth to like a degree. It would just because SOP was didn't really like falter on track, other than Pascal randomly jumping off to the left of Ghost House. So I don't know what that was about. I feel
Nobody
like
noticed.
they still put up a good fight on the races. It just got determined by like little factors of just like mini internal battles on the track that just decided races. Like you saw like the end of Melting, the end of Crystal Dungeon could have probably went better for SOP in their bottom spots. Like just little things like that. Because a lot of times when they got top two, they were just in no man's land and like a bottom spot. Like Pascal on Yoshi Lagoon, that many interaction just shifted the race as a whole for SOP as well. Like there were just like race two even like there were just so many things that just went wrong for them.
Yeah, definitely feels like there were a bunch of like mini interactions that just happened to go Sixth Sense way, whether due to definitely some of them, like you were happy when you saw so many blues on the side of Sixth Sense, that's for sure. But uh, even then, you were able to just tank so many blues due to how forward you are, and you won so many interactions. Once again, we come back to the biggest example of it really being the Brody Canyon Run clip of just him completely dismantling the top spots of SOP and just running off with it. And there's so many examples this match of just a Sixth Sense member just popping off, killing like 3 people, and it's securing the race from there.
Yes, for sure, for sure. But as the last race wraps up here, it's not really gonna matter in the end. It's just gonna
Are you
matter for scores, really.
are you
Already
breaking
breaking
100?
100, he did show up.
That's great. That's
I think
crazy.
he might have heard me at the beginning.
Yeah, that was not on my bingo card, I'm gonna be honest. But yeah, Dacia, 113 points, not enough. That's unfortunate. Dacia has been has played well throughout the course of like all 3 matches. It feels like he's been consistently up there, and it just was not enough, unfortunately. Do we
They're
have
asking
time
if you wanted to interview.
Yes, they can go right ahead if they can hear me. I cannot type in the rep chat, but yes, absolutely go for an interview. I feel like I interview these guys every couple of months. I'm going to get tired of it at this point. Okay. Obviously joking. Obviously joking. Congratulations to.
But we all know you're sitting there with a 60 fan shirt on. How you been like just glazing them the past like 3
Okay.
hours.
Okay.
So you're not
Let's
slick, buddy.
turn.
You probably even have a flag on you.
That is okay. Let's fucking calm down. Hello Ford. Hello Arnie. Hello Zilla. Hello Ivan. But first of all, obviously, congratulations. Really close match 1, match 2 beat out by quite a bit, but match 3 given them what for. Congratulations to you guys for. Honestly, I don't even know what amount of D1 banners at this point. Do you even know, to be honest?
I don't know.
Definitely
It's either
not.
6 or 7. I don't know. One of the two.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I don't
Alright.
even know.
No,
I don't even know if you're
Did
trolling.
you just fucking
That's
lie?
not a
Yeah.
no. That's not a
Or-
joke. That's not a
Yeah.
joke. That's serious.
Okay.
No, you're
That's
not
serious.
real.
Okay. Well,
I'm
in,
serious. I'm serious.
in all serious, yeah. With that aside, just thoughts right after the match. Obviously, but tougher than maybe expected, given the fact that you won your 2 matches against them during the regular season pretty handily. So, like take me through your thought process, subbing out Stubbs for already match 2, like
Yeah.
everything that happened here.
That was tactical. It totally
yeah.
wasn't because he had to go for work.
He had to go to
fair
work,
enough.
so.
Oh, fair enough. Okay.
But yeah, I think
Mike's a
overall,
big three
like,
member, he'd never get benched.
yeah, he's the big 3. He had like a 34 average. He was pretty cracked this season. Like,
Yeah, he actually did do really well considering the competition he had.
yeah, no, I think for the matches though, just like they went pretty well. But we haven't really been playing. Like, I mean, we don't scrim ever. Like, CT scrims don't really happen. And in particular, like, we never play. Like, I don't think Brody had played for 2 weeks. Artie's been playing World. And then I don't know, just like haven't really been too active on CTs recently, besides like a couple of Mogi Lounge events. But I think, I don't know. I mean, it was fun. We kind of just play for fun at this point. So
We ran out of track
Yeah,
picks, though.
yeah. I feel like
Holy.
every time I interview, it's kind of the same answer in that regard.
But at what point did you guys run out of tracks? So I was like pointing out on it, like match 1, when you guys were just constantly chaining.
Late
Yeah, I
match
think-
2, maybe?
I think match
Yeah.
1 we got like
Jesus.
10 track picks or something, which was like,
Yeah,
We got, like,
genuinely,
which is
through
something
which is great,
ridiculous
but
like
also
that, though.
bad. Like, yeah,
At least we won it. Like we only won by 8. If we lost that and burned,
yeah.
Yeah, that
Eight
would have
Yeah,
been
that would've been horrible.
definitely really unfortunate. Too bad that Brody's not there because I wanted to comment on his Canyon run race because that was genuinely an insane start from him, just getting both Pepe and Thunder out almost immediately, and then Zilla just failing balloon in 1 for free for 0 reason. Like, I'm talking about it.
Wow.
Like,
No,
yes,
okay.
His controller's broken.
This,
I'm calling
this,
you out
actually,
on
this
that.
is actually gonna sound like an excuse, but my controller's so broken. Like, I can't do up tricks, so I can only do down tricks. Like,
Okay.
uh,
Yeah.
I'm so serious. I'm so serious.
He does not believe you.
Who fails the balloon by not tricking at all? Who does that? Like,
also
No.
me, because my
Nobody does
controller
that.
doesn't work either.
yeah. See, none of our controllers are working.
Did you
Yeah,
guys
if-
get
if-
Brody hitting the boulder on the cast?
We
Yes,
did get that.
We did.
Yes.
It's actually funny.
Did get that on the cast, yeah. I don't know what the reaction was to that, but I don't think I've ever seen him hit that or anyone
The
hit
wide
that.
boulder at that, not even a title.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
really.
the way in the off road. Like,
I don't think I've ever seen anyone hit that.
yeah.
Okay, but yeah, I also just wanted to talk about something just in general, seeing SOP again. Have you because you didn't face them. Did you face them in their prime? Maybe Zilla did?
I did
I
on
did.
YN, and they
Yeah.
beat us when I was on YN.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a while ago. Did that put a bit of a chip on your shoulder, or did you just like not care? You were just like, yeah, we're just
No,
going.
not at all.
Yeah,
I don't
figure it's not-
care.
figure it's not.
That was like 5 or 6 years ago, and Like I was much worse at the game. Like I mean, I was surprised they even took a match off of us in finals. To be honest, like just now, like I think I don't know.
I'll take
mean,
blame
but-
for that one.
Yeah, I mean, just like shot counts, and then like we were kind of playing badly. Like just a couple mistakes. But like match one, we got all of our tracks, so we like didn't really have much like great tracks to pick, I guess. And then we were kind of like scrambling and like just like out of whack, to be honest. But I think like on any other day, like we probably 2-0 them. Like I think match 3 was more our style. Like once we got into the groove of things.
Yeah, definitely felt a lot more confident in match 3 than the other matches, that's for sure. But yeah, don't know if you had any last questions for them, Donald.
Actually, I have one. So after you guys like lost match 2, what do you think like you shifted to just like advance into that first race? Because that first race was fucking insane. Like, did you guys like have any like thoughts going into that match 3, or like any doubts?
Was the what race was it? I'm
I
forgetting.
don't-
It was a
I
Christmas
think it
court,
was-
yes. Yeah, Christmas court
Yeah.
immediate top 4.
Yeah. I think I mean we kind of kept the same mental, like just I don't lock in for this match, but nothing like crazy, I guess. Like I don't know, like play. I feel like it's kind of hard for us to like doubt ourselves. Like I wouldn't doubt any of my teammates or anything like that, and I'm not gonna doubt myself like in these matches. So I don't know, just like keep your head up. I mean, it's only one loss. Like realistically, like we should be 2-0ing. So going to a match 3, like I mean, it just gives us another chance to win, I think. So
Yeah, it feels like at this point with the amount of D1 finals that you've been in, definitely feels like you have the
I
mental
need you
fortitude
guys to
at this
like
point.
put your. I need you guys to like put your logo on a shirt and just mail it to Ford. Or, like actually, not Ford, but like you can mail it to Scoped and Ford. Ford can have it too,
Okay,
but
okay,
Scope
buddy.
definitely needs one, bro. He needs like a
I
whole
don't know
banner in
about
his
that.
room.
I'm going to fucking strangle you. Anyways, it's 2
Brain
a.m. I
leaving
don't
the
have.
MKC roster. Get me out
It's
of
2
this
a.m.
baggy shit.
Understandable. But yeah, I think this will be all for us. It's 2 a.m. I need to go to fucking bed.
Yeah, let me say one quick thing.
Yes.
Before the season, Bowser 498 called me overrated, and now I'm a champion again. So I just
Yeah, and you got rolled by Psycho match 2, but it's fine.
and match 1. Don't forget
What
that.
about match 1? Are we forgetting that
Match
one?
Rolled both matches. Match 3, I got way luckier than him, and now we win.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
well, on that note, it's been a pleasure to cast for you guys once again. Congratulations on your new banner. Congratulations on SOP for getting this far and still giving quite the entertaining finals to cast. Thank you guys for being really entertaining to cast. Thank you to all the viewers. Thank you to Donald for co-casting with me. Thank you to Masako as well for hosting, as always. I
Also,
feel
thank you
like
guys for giving point of views.
yes,
I don't know why
that
they didn't
too.
stream. Like
I don't know. I don't know.
how did you guys like the birdie POV? He like moved houses so he can stream now. So just, new revelation. Like
Okay, sure. That's a crazy reason, but yeah. On that
no,
note,
that's not why, but it's like a
no, I know that's not
It's-
why, but like crazy
yeah.
explanation rather.
Okay,
But
well, thank you guys for casting, and GG's to SOP and GG's to everyone else in the div. That's pretty much all we have to say, I think.
yeah, and yeah. On that note, we shall be going offline